I'm not getting a new Ethernet cable. Shut up, all of you. Stop it.
Meet my bodyguards, Tarzan falls, though Ginger able to flash away.
This was a cooked fight. This was so cooked. Bro, look at Hope here. Ready? Look at him. Just want to walk in. Deadly flourish. Kites. And then look. Oh my god. He's worried about walking forward.
His allegiance is changed in the middle of the fight. Shanks trying to dodge around. There's no vision.
The ghouls. The ghouls.
Another no mana left on him. Doggo with the red ball gets the slow onto Flandre, but
everything's upside down. Yeah, that's just my country. That's my country.
And AL have to get back to base.
I wish in the damage graph we could see how much damage Atakan was doing in that fight on both sides. It was being so obnoxious to deal with. CFO
Chat, I got the packets.
Walking away with a lot of
Nomad.
a bunch of kills. Remember,
shut up, Hagrid. Nomad, are you in here yet? Nomad might not be in here, chat.
Because that was the idea. In the extended fight, they're able to get a pick onto the support. And you're going to see that right now. Kaiwing on the front line, trying to zone the rest of AL away.
Bro, after this stream, I'm going to contact them again. I'm just going to fucking speak in fluent German. Forget it. I don't know it, but I'll speak it.
They have too much range on their side, so CFO has to
let's just speak in German.
Kaiwing is the sacrifice in exchange. Now with the health advantage and the
let's
numbers
just do it.
advantage,
Let's just
AL
speak
is
German.
saying we can do the Atakan, but CFO stepped too far. AL turned it into a fight. But the thing is, Doggo likes these odds a lot. Even when he's staring down all of these AL members, he feels safe because he's not the target.
Look, bro, I swear, Hope.
Doggo's still saving onto that. Summoner's
Auto.
trying to bait them in. Pops it at
He's
the
scared
last
of standing in the
second.
queue. He's scared of standing in the queue. That's why.
And then it turns into this crazy affair.
So maybe he dies before getting full shot on Doggo.
Everyone in the midst of all of it.
I think Doggo does.
Teleporting back in with full HP really changed the landscape of that fight. For AL, you wonder, did Tarzan need
Here's a new idea. Have you heard of
IP? Did he need to force it? It is what AL like to do when they
Gruesome.
have an advantage.
What if I send you my Wireshark stuff? Does that help? Do you know how to read that? I had it running.
In that last fight. Both the MF and the Jin absolutely shredding. So, where are we in terms of game state? Well, Flandre, very happy that he now has a 1.2k gold lead up in that top lane, but Hongq has managed to garner back around 700, 600 gold in that mid lane discrepancy. For Doggo, he's got 3 items. Hope still short of it. Doggo obviously
upload
can
a
go
file.
for the slightly magical footwear on the MF because you get the extra movement speed out of your strut. So he doesn't need the upgraded boots if all his job is to do is to stand behind his team and then strike at the opportune moment.
It's all going to come down to this next Dragon fight. I say all coming down to.
I mean, the first game might be decided by it.
Could very well be. I mean, CFO, they've lost a lot on the map. We look at the towers, 1 to 3, right? That's why CFO have kind of been falling short in terms of their overall map control. They've been setting their sights on these neutral objectives, and they've done a good job of either trading or contesting AL around these. But we turn our attention to the Atakan once more. Of course, the Dragon's still spawning in a minute's time. Driver has his teleport back up.
Chat, this is the fight. This is it. Minute 15 Dragon, AL, do not cook.
No vision. Like, they have this one ward that's just being control warded.
Look, Flandre is big. Flandre just sits on the side. Draw pressure, just don't lose the whole game because we don't contest in time.
We'll chunk out Shanks just
Shanks
a little
is
bit.
tanky. Shanks got HP.
For him, giving him obviously extra health, but also that damage amplification from having 2 of them.
Doggo is scary.
He is.
That's not a Chihuahua, that's a Pitbull right there.
What's Doggo going to go back and buy? Oh, okay. A little bit of healing reduction. All right, so we're ultimately just building up towards this next Dragon fight. Reset's going to come through. Shanks looking to get an upgrade for himself, perhaps.
The fuck is
Quick
it saving
going to come through from him. Has the TP available.
Let's see. Maybe a Leandri's, Bloodlight's Curse, just 2 options.
Searching his PC. Yo, just where'd you put it?
Shield, so a little bit more defense available for him. Okay, AL, you need to deny this soul away from CFO. The Mountain Soul is going to do some serious work in this game.
And AL, like, CFO really want to be on a position before AL get there, because AL have really good range. They've got the Azir soldiers, they've got the Jin from long range to keep you gated into a certain entry point.
Damage from Doggo there onto Shanks. Good start to the fight, chipping away with what you can.
Flanders, boom. Kaiwing. Oh, skipping steps again, I don't know. Tempered Fate is a 4-man. Here comes Azir. Oh, Driver flashes forward. Disengage from Poppy was not bad, but Shanks didn't ulti. They get 1. I thought Shanks gets a fucking 4-man there.
just short on Tarzan.
System user temp folder.
It's only our second Drake of the game. You can set up.
Bro, I'm just searching the entire PC. It's not coming up.
Them a little bit while they go for the dragon.
Just one purchase into the river, and they're going to get it. Honq already used his ultimate, but Doggo's ulti is still available. Ginger, he has prime access to this dragon, but AL are not hitting it. Or at the very least, they're hitting it slowly.
Andre looking for that flank, trying to gain
slow
control
fights, I think, favor CFO.
Behind the wall, just a little bit out of vision.
Sorry, favor AL.
Curtains open, and Kai Wing and Honq have to retreat.
Okay, 4 shot didn't connect. Bullet time almost. No.
Coming out there for
They're thinking about Arakan. Maybe they're doing too much. Maybe there's too much.
Wait a little bit because Driver is on his way back. They decide against taking that objective, unsurprisingly, and they'll settle themselves for the Drake and a 4,000 gold lead.
Bold move to convert that into the Arakan. So AL, they'll be happy with that. But the fight in and of itself, very clean.
Don't hack me with that.
Tempered Fate onto 4. I noticed that they didn't try and do something crazy. It wasn't like a Shanks goes here.
I ran Wireshark
no, that's not the play.
During the
outage.
outage.
Tarzan knocks away
and that was the one. That was at the start. It was running like 20 minutes before.
Recognize what was happening. Goes in, ready for an engage. The knockback looks good on paper, but he turns around to see no teammates behind him.
So I'm going to send that file to the Fritzbox people as well. If they don't respond to me today, I'm refunding this fucking thing.
Kai Wing, who has that unbreakable will. No bullet time, no Weaver's Wall right now, nor is the curtain call available. CFO just trying to wrest control away from AL around this Baron, and they've done so successfly.
I don't know where the receipt for it is, but I've got an online receipt.
#1 seed.
So hopefully I can get it back, you know.
AL needs to be careful, yeah. He was very worried there about who was waiting in the fog of war. These towers are just not falling. They're so close. A lot of standing gold available for CFO to grab if they can just get a winning team fight, get some access onto these towers. But the wave
I got it from a Saturn, but it's a 20-minute walk. It's a 25-minute walk.
Right? You've got a Yorick on one side who has the Maiden and all the ghouls, and then you have a Nazir on the other side. It's like as soon as a wave is within vision, it is dead. So for CFO, it really is win a fight, then
how is game one?
Then take those neutral objectives.
It's still happening.
For AL, they can play a little bit further back. It's happily scaling up right now. Leandre is almost complete for Shanks, who still has over 1,000 gold lead. Flandre has finished the spear.
I'll be honest with you.
And is building up to his next item as
well.
AL
are in a great position, but I'm worried about their like one-pump team fight that's just going to ruin the game for AL. That's what I feel.
To that duty, but his duty is very much just accept the wave and clear it out with the threaded volley rather than anything else.
Game is in a very tense state right now. 31 minutes in.
Stopping Soul was big,
still at Soul
but AL need.
The Baron, of course,
I don't know. The Shanks needs to stop being a pussy. You just need to fucking send it with an ult.
Both champions that can take that objective down very quickly. Honq as well would provide a huge amount of zone control.
Shanks Azir needs to send it like that multi-man ulti from Kyle. I feel like any other team from the East would just send it, and I'm surprised AL didn't. That was like an easy shuffle ulti, get a mega flashes.
And even if they do, there's so many disengaged tools on the side of AL, but it's
they got nothing. They got driver flashing forward instead.
The most reliable engage. They do have, of course, the Bard ultimate to create some as a way to start a fight, or even to just gain some space in the river.
On a classic LPL with like a Nautilus, you know.
An MF and a Talia blind can be very
It's a baggy game one.
Stuff.
Yeah,
so
it's a fucking scary game.
Control of these neutrals is
I'm sorry, today a little bit lower energy. I'm fried. I'm just fried.
While pushing out these side lanes.
I'm just fried. I'll warm into it.
Continues. Dragon spawning in about 1:45.
I'll warm into it. I'll be like
back to base. Will they have enough to get the upgrade?
It'll be like your hands in your pants. Nice and warm. Eventually.
AL, though, still controlling this top side of the map. Flandre just still pushing out bot side. Has that Jack show alongside
Shanks
the
has
Spear
3
and
items.
The Trinity Force. Driver has upgraded his Seeker's Arm Guard into a Zonya, so has another stasis in this next fight. It's looking at 3 items apiece pretty much across the board, apart from Doggo, who has managed to get himself to that mark of 4. Now, this is something Yorick can do. And it's pretty sneaky. He's going to start up the outcome by himself. He can do this entirely alone.
Faking pressure.
Need assistance from the Jhin. Hope is going to come across, but there's no vision at all for CFO on this bot side. So the question is, do they realize, do they pull the trigger?
They're not sure.
Because AL at the moment have 4 petals, and that is going to start to explode as they secure the Artakan.
I feel like they have to recognize that this is gone. There's too much missing on the map. and they just weren't in a position to
How much they get from that?
There's a world, of course,
14.
where they can try and force the Baron. But again, we talk about these disengage tools. Bard can stall, Azir is still there, that can poke away.
Not amazing, but
there's also
the petals you get for getting a kill, that's good.
Force. Your best play is to try and find a pick instead, try and force
TF got the port, apparently he didn't have a green card. Shut up. That's good, actually, that's good. That's good. That's a good one. That's actually a very good one.
The good news is that not that many petals overall for AL.
I mean, they got about 11 from it, and obviously they'll get more if they
There's a metal band where everyone dresses up as Ned Flanders. What? AL court. Explosive cast doesn't work, though. Hope's range is getting a bit more serious.
Kyle no longer has that flash, but no summoners burnt on the side of AL.
Explosive cask in front, no dragon.
Is coming up pretty
Oh my god, driver's ulti yet. Wait, never mind.
Available, of course, as the dragon is now alive. Tarzan
oh my god.
Good summoner burn. Driver very isolated though.
He is. Oh my god. We're fucking committing heavy. AL, what are we doing? If you miss this, we got it. There's ulti from Alistar. 6.5. Tarzan needs help. Tarzan needs help. He's giving Kaiwing angling. Kyle. Oh, Tarzan. Okay, Junja ult. Oh my god, they got it. And Shane's got to kill him back. Wait. Oh, dude, Hope. He missed that as well, doesn't matter. Bard, oh dear lordy, that was nice. That was nice. Oh, Doggo's coming back in. He's dead. Doggo's dead. Doggo came back in to die. He shouldn't have come back in. Chat, they were out macroed. And some hand stiffing again.
I think that may very well just
because AL fucking threw, like AL threw that massively. AL should have lost that one fight, I swear. But mispositioning and like, oh, I'm telling you, this should be a 3-0. And that will be AL's worst game of the series. A one-track engage comp, they still won. They still won. That was a very hard comp to run. And they still won. Here comes a short show. Wait, Tabe interview.
Decided to exchange. We managed to win because our team composition is a late game compo.
What are the main challenges you think in playing CFO?
Because we decided to exchange using Azir, exchange Talia, and to seek for some counter pick. For example, like Yorick to Gragas and Bard to Alistar. But it is pretty hard because enemy has Talia and Zhao Xin, so they have a really good early game and mid game team fight ability. So they have given us a lot of dragon pressure.
Yeah, a lot to work against, but congratulations on game 1. I'm gonna let you join your team, and of course, good luck.
Bro, Tave, like, what are your fears like with, like, you know, CFO, and he's just like talking about draft. He's only talking about draft. Tave draft. Are we on chicken again? A chicken at every checkpoint. That's got to be cold by now. Did they microwave it?
And they kind of snowball.
Just before. So
yeah, chat, how many bits did anyone do a chicken check? What's the chicken check?
The next game on this side of
what's the chicken check? How much chicken? How much chicken did they get? So it wasn't a game win, so they got 60 chicken, 60 bits of free chicken. 60 bits of free chicken for the people in the Taiwanese crowd. A chicken at every checkpoint.
All new and
Tabe. No moan. Not sorry. Cannot buy it. No moan. We are so behind, bro. That's not how LPL teams are given food. All right, let's go. Draft game 2. Oh, the boys.
Change do you expect?
Look at that chest hair.
Wow, I think that we saw the value of that bar.
Vedia, show some chest.
Massively against the Alistar specific.
Bro, the boys. What? They're fucking home, you know? That's home.
let's see
Both
how
of them
things
destroying me in
change up,
Magic the
because obviously
Gathering,
a lot
but
of
that's
power
home.
picks were left available in game 1.
No
Some
moan,
of the most
hangover,
high-priority
no
champions that we
gluten,
expect,
German
things
internet.
like
Yeah, we always
Pantheon,
lose.
The Rumble still
Yo,
available. We already see
Gruesome,
the
what did you
Pantheon
think
banned
about my
away,
packet?
Both the Varus and the Ezreal still going to be taken away early on in the
You're
draft.
installing
with the
Walsh,
Vi to follow suit.
Wireshark, bro. I appreciate you a lot. Thank you so much.
We continue to see whether or not something like the Rumble will make its way through this draft. Sion as well.
Who's your
obviously,
favorite
possibly because
caster?
Driver is still in the
I
game.
really looked up
Not
to
the rest
Quickshot
can't
in
play
his
it, but
style of
Driver is the one
casting.
that
I think
CFO
he always
look
made
to
it interesting.
when they want someone
He-
to play
he
that
popped.
top lane tank, one of his best picks.
I feel like
across
if I
the
take
course
after
of
anyone,
his
it's probably him.
career. For CFO, electing to be back on the blue side.
I fucking
Thinking about
love
their
Atlas's
third ban
downtime.
in this first
I love
rotation,
Medic
Trundle
Humor,
will be the
like,
pick,
bro,
which
it's hard to
really
pick, it's hard to pick.
signal Maybe it's going to be a Sion.
Perhaps, could be.
Favorite
And it's
cast
gonna
is
be bad,
hysterics. Yeah, but I got a long
unsurprisingly.
way to go.
Looking at some of the other champions, like
Knowing the
Cassante
ability
could still
names,
be
true.
an option. The Rumble, of course, yeah, the Rumble's still available.
Flash,
Put that
bear,
in Driver's
slap.
hands. Again, we usually associate Driver with.
Are you gonna
being more
cast a
of
game
the
in
tankier
MSI? No, bro.
player, normally
I'm here with you the whole tournament.
closely associated.
I'm
with
here at
more
you
of
at
the
home,
carry
then
style
chat the
champs,
day
but
after I
Rumble's up,
fly
they
out.
wanna grab it.
Once we're done
So
on the
that's gonna be locked in
13th.
for Driver on the top
what was
side
it?
of the map. How is
On the
AL looking to
13th, we have our
respond?
finals
Of course, with
restream or
Varus
stream,
and
right?
Ezreal,
And then I
two of the
fly out on the
premier
14th.
80 carry champions on the patch
I think it's in the
gone,
afternoon or the
along
morning or
with
some
both the
shit.
MF and the Jin.
Atlas is your goat.
Things like
Yeah, Papa Smithy was
Skarner
good.
we've seen come through slightly early on in the draft.
Kobe.
Of course, the Wukong, Annie Wukong, still a very
Yeah, when I'm
viable
casting, no
option
one likes me.
that
That's
AL
fun.
could lean towards.
It's going to be the Rise
Rise.
immediately locked in for them on that first pick on red side.
Pantheon
Alongside
ban
that,
again.
a jungler makes a lot of sense.
Sejuani.
Rise Wukong is
Trundle's
something
gone.
we see
Get a free
quite often
Sej.
because you can deliver the
Because
Wukong
CFO
to
want
the
to take
back line
Sej
with
here,
their
don't they?
Realm Warp
If you
need
take
to,
Wukong,
and that is where Tarzan's gonna go
CFO,
here
how
for
free
AL.
is Sejuani for you?
Now, we've seen Honkyu bring out the Cassio before. It's good matchup into the
What about
Rise.
Sej
Can
Ori?
also be very
What about
obnoxious
Sej
for the Wukong
Silas?
to have to deal with.
Silas versus
But
Rise
you
chat.
are
How bad
already
is
then
it?
stacking up a lot of AP.
Max chain lash.
With Yone still available, if they wanted more of an AD option, they could
True.
go in that
Yes,
direction.
they could go
Tristana
Yone
as well
Sej.
as another possibility.
Why does no one want to play
Ultimately depends what
Sejuani?
sort of jungle matchup they want.
Skarner.
Skarner earlier provides a very solid front line.
Why
great
does no one want to
utility.
play Sejuani?
CFO made wonders happen against Koi.
What the hell is that?
utilizing
Yo,
this pick,
chicken.
just the other day.
And also played the Tristana against
Chat,
T1
what
in
is that
game
mic
5, which
delay?
they
Chat,
ended
is
up
there a
losing.
mic delay?
But, obviously,
Is there a delayed
on
mic?
that sort of combination. Corki as well.
Yeah, refresh
very
it.
powerful AD carry right
Refresh.
now. Not so often played mid
Chat,
anymore.
refresh.
Usually goes down towards that bot lane, and with how well Doggo's
How's that?
been playing, I wouldn't be surprised if they decide to give him something that can be aggressive, that can control the 2v2.
Can you guys shit into your hands and clap?
So they want to assure
fine.
Doggo a favorable matchup. This Rise.
What do you mean I
this
clap
increases
weird?
the value of
I clap
Leona,
like this, chat.
which
I
we
clap
did
like
see
this
banned
because
from
then you
AL
get a
in the
real,
previous draft.
you get a real pop. That's how you
So
clap.
What the final lock-in? Does AL
Why
want
would
to
you
match
clap like
on the
this?
carry? Do they want to match?
I'm
on the
fucking
top side
10.
of the map. Could possibly be a Gwen
You
for
clap like
Flandre.
this.
Ooh.
You clap like this.
And Nico was banned by CFO.
Then you cup
in the
it.
first rotation
You
in
cup
game
it. You
1,
cup
and it
the
will be
sound.
locked in now. Obviously, Nico Corki just incredibly
Anyone
powerful
legend is my
combination
legend.
together.
Aha, kawaii
Those tangle
desu ne.
barbs, you've got the pop blossom,
あなたは日本人ですか？はい、私はジェイクです。はじめまして。私はオーストラリア人です。
A known
あ
engaged
なた
player.
は
I think it's just an effective
あ
strategy.
なたは
Because now if they want to, they can pinch the support pool.
僕
They
は
can then
談
force
笑
it
様。
onto a champion that you're expecting. And I love that the
What
Caitlyn
else?
ban is still coming through. Just
I'm not
assuming
XPP
that there's the
des.
possibility of this Corki going into
I
the
clap
mid
like
lane,
this,
into
do
the
you?
Rise. I wouldn't be
clap like
surprised
that?
to
Is that
see
you?
the Leona banned away again. Maybe they consider Rel a greater threat, so they could look to ban that instead.
Check
But
Discord
for
when you
CFO,
can.
they should look to try and target that AD
I
carry
cannot
pool.
see anything wrong.
Try and put hope on
It
something
needs someone to
that's a
have an
little bit
in-depth
harder to
analysis
execute.
to confirm.
They could
Easy
consider
check
a
to
Kai'Sa ban if
OpenCMD,
they're
ping
worried about
google.com
potential
and let it
evolution
run.
is another possibility. Just a very strong 2v2 laner that can pair up nicely with the Braum.
Kalista very similarly, right? It teams up so well with the
Oh
Nico,
no,
the
you
ability
guys,
to
I leaked
shut
System
in with that Fate
32.
School.
I've got a System
Get rid of that,
32.
maybe get rid of the Lucian as well is kind of where my mind is going, just because of the burst potential of it. So we'll see where CFO decide to go with their final ban. For the moment, AL having a little bit of a think. Do they really think this Corki's going mid? My expectation is very much that it will go towards
Yeah, thank
Doggo,
you,
but
Gruesome.
obviously there's still that possibility. There's the Leona ban, so AL sticking with their bans from game 1.
Google.com.
Okay.
I tried to ping
Rakan is always a
Google.com.
possibility.
Oh, I've got to type the
I
word
would say
ping.
that I love it, but Just thinking about what engaged supports they could consider.
I'm going to be honest, I hate Rakan here. If I'm playing Rakan into Wukong, into Ryze, who can just rune prison me, and into a Nico,
What can I say except you're welcome?
Good pick. I just said it was a pick.
It is a pick. I 100% agree with you there. I do not think it's what you should be going here. I think the Leona would have been the best choice. You could go for something like a Nautilus, but then the Wukong decoy
in a 90-degree angle
Splitter can block you.
Like this.
There's the Lucian. Sivir was banned away by CFO, and immediately AL grabbed the Lucian for themselves.
You clap
there's
at people.
Always the possibility that this Nico is top.
That's true.
We ourselves have seen Nico top. So
yeah, but the W passive has been nerfed. I don't know about it. The flat AP damage.
Be quite a good match.
Yeah, I pressed T. I did do T. It's still running. It's happening.
The AD carry hovers, so
it's happening.
AL's instincts definitely on the money.
It really was. They've done their research. It looks like it is going to be the Corki in the mid lane, and then Kai'Sa for Doggo in this AD carry position. Still looking towards
Corki
support.
mid.
We
What a
assume
rarity.
Rumble could be support.
Yeah, they could
run.
Bro, they could run Ryze top, just saying.
I dislike Nautilus only because of the shape splitter and the decoy from the Wukong.
Sure.
True.
It's quite hard to get onto someone because they can just
True, actually.
and stop you in your tracks. Some animated discussion there from
Actually,
CFO.
Medic is spot on with that.
The depth charge that can follow a Lucian if he tries to get away.
Lane is kind of how I think about it. It
yeah,
pairs nicely with the Kai'Sa,
with Nico
also
and
just the
Wukong,
lockdown.
actually, good point. That's very hard to lock on.
Relatively well with CFO's
That's to commit your ulti earlier than you expect.
First, I felt like
that's a Galio top, Nico support, Ryze mid. Ryze probably fighting against Corki. All right, chat. Yo, well rounded from AL. This time their engage is Nico. With Wukong, I mean, they've got more engage this time, a lot more follow-up tools. Their skirmishing's a bit better. CFO, kind of like this front to back.
But in terms of how their bot lane synergizes with the top side of the map,
it's more important. It's more important that CFO win 2v2.
Like their composition is relatively short range.
Yeah.
Both Ryze.
All right, chat. I'm gonna run ads while Vedius yaps away as Vedius normally does. I'm gonna run ads. You don't have to be here if you don't want to, but you are here, so I appreciate you. Thank you for the follows. Thank you for the subs. Tier 1 Twitch Prime will get you out of the ads. Outside of that, yo, I'm sorry about the internet. Every day we're fixing it. I think you guys would be disappointed if the internet then worked perfectly, wouldn't you? You'd be disappointed. I think at this point it's part of the stream.
Acting in tandem. The knockup comes through.
It's part of the stream at this point.
Another one come from the Nico, and whichever way it starts, it's
I think you like it.
Serious damage in the team fights.
Non-subscribers will be back in 30 seconds time. For CFO, they just have to be hyper aware in this game. A realm warp with either a Nico or a Wukong in it, followed up by the heroes.
All right, let's go.
Followed up by subsequent.
Everyone, get back in your chair.
Is a very tricky
get back in your chair.
to deal with. They don't have a huge amount of escape potential on things like the Rumble.
Give me my LP back. What the hell?
Killer instinct, but she needs someone to be tagged.
Did Flandre fuck that guy?
Nautilus can try and dredgeline his way away, but it does feel like if anyone's legend get on towards that back line, it's really tricky for CFO to
I said
play.
3-0 AL. I meant it.
They want to poke a little bit with the Corki, and then they want to be able to dive in themselves.
All right, well, let's jump into game 2, see how things pan out. Medic and I
Kale walked back in.
Oh, hang on.
Kale. Oh, it's a bait. What the fuck? What the fuck? Okay, Hope still gets a kill, but are they going to win this? I guess with Wukong. They just got a double kill to Hope. Oh my god, Kale is the cheekiest bastard ever. Kale is the cheekiest bastard ever.
Okay, let's get a replay on that one. So it's a fight for the brush.
Because look, Kyle doesn't want to walk up because he knows Kaiwing's just gonna.
Away, and so CFO says, "Sure, we'll take this fight." The
dude,
hook goes
nice. Kaiwing is the flash.
The flash
he gets the kill.
It started. It's gonna finish. Gets the kill on the Kyle, but so much damage was done onto Honku.
Holy.
Hope, why not flash in? You've got the backup of Tarzan.
Oh my god, he just got a double. Lucian with the double.
The secondary kill as well because the flash was gone from Kaiwing. So now this Lucian is starting the game with 2 kills.
Lucian double kill. He got another long sword, and with the Nico lane, boom. That's so good for AL. That's fucking so good for AL. Bro, here comes the lane.
Akaya will land that blooming burst. And for the moment, it's going to be a very tricky situation.
Bro, Hope is going to fry them.
The jungle is starting on opposite sides of the map. Ginger went
as soon as he has like level 3, that guy is just going to do like an extra fucking 15. I'm not muted, shut up.
We see the Wukong starting on the red buff, going to his Krugs and then down towards that bottom side, which does make a lot of sense. I'm going to be honest, if your Lucian gets 2 kills early doors, you should probably be ganking that lane.
I very much agree. I think that they should be throwing everything in the kitchen sink towards that bot side of the map, especially with no summoners available on the Nautilus.
You guys ever gotten out of a swimming pool and wondered what happened down there?
Driver,
you know, I'm talking to the blokes in the chat. You ever wondered, you know, like what's happening?
Oh, Shanks
taking an unfavorable trade. Good route. Will keep Honkyu in place. Of course, doesn't have the W just yet, but he is close to getting it.
He does have his flash.
Just a thought.
So can escape Honkyu, who used his flash in that level 1. But Honkyu showing the power of the Gatling gun in the lane there, especially with Rise having relatively short range. You can just gas him down.
You know what I'm talking about. Oh my god.
The Rise having relatively short range. You can just gas him down. Shanks looking for the
holy. He just fucking hit him with everything.
And we just see Honkyu
Shanks solo kill. Honkyu 0-2 start.
Shanks puts him in his
kill
place.
Honkyu.
I think the mistake from Honkyu was using that Q on the way.
How long are you spending in the pool? I mean, like a couple of hours or something, you know.
Tool available with the long cooldown. Shanks knew that he had the trade advantage.
Wow,
so
Shanks
he walks
nice.
up, goes for the trade, and he ends up getting a kill. No flash available on Honkyu, no way for him to escape. Beautifully done.
And after game 1 was so slow, it's great to see the second fastest all-time first blood between these two teams at 38 seconds.
You saw that Q being used on the minions, and with that gone, it just Shanks knows, I now have more damage than you at level 3. I get to press more buttons than you do. Which results in
C9 fans are spewing because their team was out ages ago.
For Honkyu, maybe trying to rectify some of his earlier mistakes. Hope and Kyle.
That's a dive. They are diving this tower, Medic.
Yeah, they are. They are.
You have to run.
On his way down here.
Hope is already up.
Backing away.
They're getting zoned.
Is back up, and
here we go.
It's tricky to dive because he has so much CC in his kit. Tarzan will come around the corner with the blooming burst
oh my god,
Shanks
Honkyu's going to commit.
Valkyrie
Phosphorus bomb commit. Oh my god. Good sidestep.
Looks for the overload, but doesn't quite connect.
Bro, we've all heard of Honky, but have you heard of my man fucking Shanks?
The bot lane surviving, the threat of a dive. A lot of farm going to be lost though, as Hope continues to build a lead on the bot side of the map.
This Lucian's going to fry them.
Biscuit's still available for Doggo, but with 2 health pots.
This is what I wanted to see. This is the AL I wanted to... You're joking. He's got flash. Honkyu does not.
Shanks still has flash here. Good spell flux.
Honkyu.
A little bit of damage.
Just be careful. Bro, there's no jungle attention.
Doesn't have the teleport. Used it back
into
the
flash.
lane after his death. So
if he gets spell flux, Shanks is going to W him.
Would be absolute disaster, not only for Honkyu, but also for CFO as a whole.
Dude, did you notice he was just stacking spell flux and he's just waiting for the syphilis to spread?
Devastating when you want to play
Bot lane
denied.
Mid. Oh my god.
Anyone's legend right now. Ooh, he goes into the tower.
Flash away from Shanks.
That was
Kaiwing flash.
Yep,
was that Kaiwing flash?
That was a close one, Shanks.
That's Kaiwing flash, no?
He's just denying Honkyu as much as he possibly can. Finally gets punished for his aggression. Nice roam comes through.
No, it was Hex flash, right?
Still though, AL in the driver's seat for now with the advantage that they've been able to build.
QXED.
Honkyu will be very happy to get this wave pushed out. Has the tier. We'll
True,
start now going to recall and start to
Shanks
build
cancelled the back. If he just got the wave and then left, that would have been fine.
Hope is the big lead, really, for AL. As he has about 6,500 gold as his advantage. Double longsword pickaxe into a Rectrix. That is a sizable difference in terms of damage profiles right now.
Bro, when you dance, they know it's not you. No one dances.
Ultimate just going to be used to clear out that wave. We've seen it many times before.
Chat reminder, from the 10th to the 12th, so 3 days, Aragon will be covering.
Doggo going to take a bit of damage.
All money will go towards his bowling fund. All money will set up a sub goal. All money will go towards Aragon's hair treatment.
Okay? That's what I mean. I like that. Both sides taking a
all
breather.
Money.
CFO don't want to fight more right now. They would very much like to hit a pause, timeout. That's what they're getting. An opportunity to farm.
6,500 gold. Who said that? Was that Medic?
Level 6 is already
that Medic?
Honkyu can have a little bit more range now that he has access to his ultimate as well.
Yeah, Hope has a pickaxe.
So he does have his ulti.
Okay.
The bot lane is very healthy still, though. So Doggo and Kaiwing shouldn't be too concerned. Kaiwing really wants to protect this wards.
Oh.
Hope will be able to, not Hope, Kyle will be able to walk around and take that one down. Disguised
we'll
as
act
Hope
like I'm still here, yep.
That bottom side.
Aragon, look.
Tarzan
he just needs problem seeing, but everything else is okay.
Has the Cyclone if he wants to look towards that bottom side. Tarzan clearing out a ward here. We'll just decoy over the wall. And it looks like with the pressure that they have in bot and in mid, anyone's Legend are going to look for the first neutral of the game.
And I don't
and
think CFO
and chat,
can really
any love you give him, like
with the sheer amount of pressure that's happening on the bot lane,
any subs or anything, go straight to him.
Solo kill. It's just AL are a little too strong right now. And CFO, as we mentioned earlier, just need a bit of a timeout, need a bit of a pause to get their footing back in before they really look for a fight. Shanks, though, he's not done.
Honku having the Valkyrie means that he can get to safety, but it's a tool used that allows Tarzan just a little bit more safety.
You and Dagda are in the venue, bro. Me and Dagda Atlas, it's
dragon of the game.
Yeah, it's a shame when all not there, you know.
CFO were able to strike back pretty effectively.
Yeah, people have forgotten that Dagda's not there, you know, but like Dagda's very memorable. You can't forget Daggies.
A common matchup into the Rumble now, often used just to negate.
Shout out to Dagda. Dagda was one like, hey, Serix, why don't you restream? Actually, he calls me Jake because we're friends.
I was kind of expecting a swap.
And I was like,
a little bit earlier
actually, Dagda, that's a fucking good idea. And then here we are.
In terms of the 1v1 matchup,
so Dagda's really the carry.
An opportunity to be a carry in the mid game.
Vedius has got me again.
Well, of course, going to spike very hard
Vedius,
once
stop
you
it.
get that first item finished off.
That's the worst feeling as the top laner, though. When your bot lane gives 2 kills over to the enemy AD carry in the early game, and then they're like, hey man, any chance we can swap lanes? I'd love to go top for grubs. It's like, no, I don't want to deal into the guy that
I'm good up here.
And he is going to teleport back up to top, opening up through mid. There were Doggo
bot
and
wave
Highwood,
denied.
so it looks
Everyone's
like it might
going
be a
top.
grubs fight with the expectation that Honku teleports
Hope's
down
gonna come
towards
late.
that bot side as the waves go in later.
TP now. Maybe for CFO, this is really good timing.
The grubs started off.
I mean, Hope denied the wave. That's the thing. If AL get at least one of these, I think it's mega worth. Dredge line in. Oh, they're split a bit. Tango Barbs. Kael's a nuisance. Look at Tarzan. Tarzan yoink. Tarzan yoink. Tarzan, you got a yoink? There's a smite. Okay, no yoink. He doesn't have smite. Culling. Okay. Doggo's out of the game. Let's go next. Junja. Anyone in there? Oh. Pop Blossom. Wow. Wow. Clean. Wow. That was fucking clean.
As they find a fight
Beautiful collapse. Beautiful collapse. Dude, Hope chunks, then they fight like we're fighting. Nice.
So at least some good news as their camps are starting
really
to
good.
fall on the top side.
Nico.
Tarzan, is he going to turn his attention to that last grub? Looks like he's not that interested in it, to be honest.
Tarzan's bored.
But a nice fight from AL. That's the idea behind the composition, right? Tarzan finds an angle in. And this is what
Hope
I mean
chunks.
by the follow-up.
Look at Hope.
Whether it's Kyle to start the fight or Tarzan doesn't really matter.
Insanely clean chunk. Look, boom. Okay, ha. He doesn't flash.
So it's a delivery system. And this,
but because of that, he can't join the fight.
Right on time.
Boom, into a clone immediately. Cyclone already in action, so no one could get near Junja with an impale because Tarzan is already spinning. Doggo's useless in the fight, can't do anything. What is on his arm?
Narrow points like that is there's only so many ways you can try and escape. So if Kyle comes from one flank and Tarzan comes from the other, it's really hard for CFO to actually disengage the fight effectively. We saw them almost getting out, but as soon as the Pop Blossom comes across the top of it, you're pretty much done for. 2,000 gold lead.
The Nico did the most damage.
You can see most damage in that last fight done by Kyle.
Supports are very balanced.
It's early game, man. It's all base numbers, right?
Yeah,
He's got a hexacoordinator now, though, if he wants to.
KL draw.
I mean, I don't play.
Yeah, no KL. Is there no KL draw today, chat?
Oh, are you? Okay.
Flanders. Bro, Flanders is just a role player, all right? That guy is the fucking support. That guy's the dude that's just like, yo, heal. Yo, guys, shield me.
Well, Dragon spawning in about 1:30.
That's Flanders' role.
And I imagine...
Chat, big yawn. Here we go.
Yeah, as they usually want every objective on the map.
It's going to be really interesting.
Did you feel that one? I hope you all yawned. Did you yawn?
Because
do you guys know it's a sign of empathy if you yawn at my yawn? If you don't yawn at my yawn, you're a sociopath. It's confirmed. It's locked in. Honku, Mr. Cannon, he's tilted.
Honku just feels so weak.
He's so useless in this game.
A Tia, a Tunneler, a Ruby Crystal, like, you can't win out on the trades against Shanks anymore.
Bro,
you lost
Shanks is just fucking him.
And the tower
and he got the tower plate.
Even. But with this constant
Shank's
pressure
crazy
on
clean
side,
rise game.
it means that AL will always have access to the river first.
The flash mid was a bit questionable,
just gonna
but like whatever, very good
pressure up,
perspective.
hope with the
I
essence
mean,
we've
sorry,
already
the push
completed
mid
against
then
Doggo
he
as
had the
well.
flash of the Nautilus.
CFO just can't really afford to fight right
You know
now.
what I'd be saying?
And so every fight
You know
that
what
they
I'm
get
saying.
baited
You guys are
into
so
means
busy
that AL
talking,
just
you
get
just
to
don't understand that
accelerate
there's
the
a
game
streamer
even more
talking
than
at
they
you.
already have.
There's
A
a streamer
2K
talking to you
lead
right now and
12 minutes
asking you
in
guys what you
is
think,
a very
but you don't really
difficult
care,
spot
do you?
for
You guys are
CFO
just
to be
fucking in
in.
your own world. You're just doing your own thing.
Of course, coming
And I
into
get
the
it.
series,
I
it
get
was
it. I'm on
always
your
going to
10th
be an
monitor.
uphill
That's
battle
fine.
against the LPL first
The other
seed.
9 are mining for fucking Ethereum.
But I definitely wasn't expecting this level of dominance here in Game 2. But at the same time, how can you predict a level 1 fight to go the way that it does?
That's the thing. We've all been in solo queue games where level 1 just decides everything. Okay. Someone gets a massive lead, and currently that's Shanks and Hope. Shanks 750 gold ahead.
Hydrate. I will not. I refuse. I refuse. It's a scam. I
even almost
refuse.
800 ahead himself. Has that Triforce already complete, and his jungle
I refuse. I don't have any water.
6 stacks closer to finishing.
I'm supposed to be working. I am working. This is my work right now. This is hard work.
Likely to be up for these big objectives,
being hungover and trying to watch CFO not get defeated. It's hard work. Scam, just Rocky, you're scammed. You know what? You can keep hydrating. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I don't have any water. It's empty. It's empty. It's empty. Oh, steal. No. Galliol. Maybe not a good one. Wait, culling though. Depth charge was not onto Hope, which means Shanks and him are going to cook. Pop Blossom. Oh my god, both sides of the fight are a horror. It's so over. It's so over. Hope and Shanks have a big lead. It's so over. Bro, Driver didn't TP. He just doesn't want to join or what? Flyner just keeps sacking every wave to play for the fight.
CFO should have prioritized looking for a cross map, maybe getting some plates elsewhere on the map, but instead they're just spectators.
It's so late to this. Junja's not. Junja like, okay, drive, ready.
Notice that Flandre has already rotated down.
Didn't get the smite. Now he's running.
Has the ulti available. Shanks with
but then flash from Tarzan. They're so decisive.
Tries to join in on the portal, can't quite get in range. And while the
bro,
is pretty good
bro, impaling a Wukong mid cyclone, like no one can get near.
Able to pick up the kill onto Junja.
Doggo's zoned in the meantime.
I don't know. Fall as well. AL picking up 3 kills.
Yeah, Haley, ban all the spammers. Ban them now.
A 4K gold.
Do your job. You get paid for this.
Game 2 feels near but almost over.
The only speck of blue down towards the bottom is Driver, who has about a 600 gold lead. Most of that because Flandre wasn't there for the last couple of minutes. He's down towards that dragon side. Shanks at this MSI having absolute whale of a time.
A whale, a team whale of a time.
Involved in
paid in kebabs, yeah, one time, yeah.
14 minutes in.
Chat, everyone, spam Babkiss now. Spam Babkiss. Spam Babkiss. Spam Babkiss.
Like, can we find a pick? Can we
Babkiss, 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 Babkiss.
But as you can see, Junja's still yet to complete that jungle pet.
You're all
that,
done.
LPL fans have been really enthusiastic about showcasing Shanks on the international stage, and I do hope his performance will garner him more attention, more fans. I mean, his series versus Chovy was already incredibly impressive.
You're all done.
The fact that he's continuing that level of dominance here. Game 1, he was a little bit quiet, but in so many of those fights, he was kind of a quiet carry. Like you highlighted a lot, the individual gold lead that he was able to build, and this game just completely singling you out of the game.
You're all done. You're done. You're done.
He's having a fantastic performance, and he's going to continue to do so, I expect, throughout this series.
Watch this. Watch this.
Kind of take stock of the situation, and it's Rift Herald on the map. And the problem for CFO is even though they have that first item completed, I don't know if they actually feel strong enough to go for a fight.
You're done. You're done. Enjoy that.
Enjoy that. Because I guess you could argue that in terms of
VIP. What the fuck? Gruesome. For you? But you're a mod.
In terms of itemization, they're not too far apart. And then the second item gets finished for the Lucian. You're like, okay, you're a little bit behind now.
You're all going in the bin. I'm telling you now. You're all going in the bin.
At the moment, though, Tarzan is on the bottom side of the map, shadowing
You're all going in the bin.
Is there a play here?
I mean, it's always possible. Tarzan will clear out the vision. Shanks decides against the play, as you have to feel Rift Herald probably the key objective. AL could play for first tower.
You've ruined a good thing. You've ruined a good thing. You've ruined a good thing.
Load them down to about half HP, at least in this mid lane for now.
You ruined a good thing.
Just let the Wukong clear through his entire jungle and then work your way up towards the top side. TP coming out from Shanks.
It's 6-9, 6-9. Yeah, well, there goes your point.
A little bit of vision invested to get sight.
Chat.
On
Yo,
CFO's
what's the game? There's 10 games you got to recommend now. Gruesome, what do you want me to do with it? Who do you want VIP? You can name someone VIP. You just spent 200k, bro. What do you want? Who is it?
to try and control this river. Flandre there in the mid lane to push out the wave.
Who gets VIP?
Shanks has gone missing on the map, and because of that, CFO immediately back away. They cede control of this river, and AL
Someone
should be
nice
to
to me
their
in chat.
third neutral objective.
True. He controls all.
I think CFO might still try and contest this, Medic.
Who's a VIP?
Okay, the
Who's
killer instinct
MVP?
from Doggo. He's a long way away right now. Can jump in.
No.
Ginger trying to posture around it as Kyle locks him up.
Okay, maybe a chance at drivers here. Galio.
Coming out, it's going to land, but only onto the Nautilus. There's a culling
Pop Blossom's a one-man. Drivers in. Kyle might be dead. No, Flandre zones again. Flash. Dude, Tarzan clean on Wukong. He might be dead though. Maybe. Okay, he's dead. Shanks running in. Herald gets mid.
And the win in the fight goes over to AL.
And it's a 4K gold lead.
CFO are desperate to get something.
They're Dezo.
I feel like this is
Monkey
not the way
Meatloaf,
you
yeah,
do
thank you
it.
for the gift of
They just
tier
approach
1
the
to
objective,
Gruesome.
not respecting the amount of control that AL
Holy.
have. And at the very least, they
A
do get a
briber.
shutdown onto
Yo, who should
Tarzan.
get MVP? Do you think it should be Monkey?
But 2 kills go the way of AL, and Kaiwing, he
Bro,
knows that
don't
they
give
have
it to
control.
Jam Cato, what
He
the
walks
fuck?
up towards the brush anyway, working with Ginger.
Dude,
thinking
is
they
it
can
Monkey? Is
very
Monkey the
least maybe
MVP?
get
Is he the
some space back.
VIP? What a
Lockdown
smart
looks to do
idea.
now. Admittedly, a lot was used on the Kaiwing, which means they don't really have that
€5,
many tools to
dude. He
chase
bought
after.
his
Doggo
VIP.
commits the
Fucking
ulti.
hell.
The fight then becomes
Is it him?
split as
No
AL turn
simps.
their attention to
Oh,
the top side
wait,
of
it
the
was
fight
for
and
nothing.
get the kill on
Wait, it was
Ginger.
for nothing. It
It
didn't
is not
work.
to chase anymore as Honku trades one back.
Wait, it
But
didn't
AL
work.
love when the fight is split
What
because
the
they have so
fuck?
many
You
tools
fucking
to get to
scam.
the right side of the
Oh, yeah.
skirmish. The hero's entrance, the realm warp, we saw it there. They have
You
the
fucking
ability,
scam.
as soon as CFO split up into 2 separate groups, they can just jump on whichever group they find
Okay,
more advantageous.
they're gonna fight for third
AL
dragon,
now
but
jump onto their third
This
dragon
Corki
of
has
fame,
Spear
and
of
she's so
Shojin first,
point
chat. He didn't even go
in their
Trinity
sight.
Force.
CFO
Spear
can
of
lift the fight
Shojin
again, but
Corki.
They don't have the ultimates
that
really
a thing?
for it. Might just be Ginger
just
riding through
gone.
the walls to try and get the steal. Doesn't even go
They're
for it.
posturing. They
AL,
get nothing on the map.
one
Mid is going to
drink
be
away
received.
from Seoul,
Top wave is
18 and a half
neutral.
minutes in.
Bot is
And
neutral.
this is the thing,
Bro,
is a
CFO are
very
not
objective-driven
trading.
Team. Typically, they like to try and gain that space, look for fights around these neutrals. But I feel like in this window, they should be
He
trying
can
to cross
have
that.
it.
That top
Are you
tower
locking
should be
it in?
easy
Is
pickings
Monkey
at the
getting
very
it?
least
Are you
with
locking it
some
in?
Gold back.
Okay.
Maybe funnel it into
Monkey,
Honku or Doggo to
congratulations.
put them in a
It's a
position
big
where
day for you.
maybe if you can get a good fight, they would have enough animation
It
to
did
swing
work.
the fight in their favor. But
You
instead,
bought your
they're just acting
VIP.
as spectators. They're
Nice.
just watching as AL secures
A
another
€2.50
objective, put themselves on
VIP or
solid
however
match
much I get of it.
Now, Arakan
Big.
spawns in a minute's time. Always a scary objective to start
Very
off.
important
We saw how
payment.
tense
You said
the
it.
last few fights were in the
Monkey.
previous game.
That
They'll
Kirby
look for a
vote's
play.
cheap.
Ooh,
Oh,
a flash onto Hope as they dash into
Oh,
him.
but they don't-
He
oh,
equalises
oh,
another
oh,
killing.
oh, oh,
And the
oh,
Blossom
oh,
turning
oh.
around, the Impale landing
Maybe
on
it's still
the couple
okay.
as Kyle is forced
I was still
away.
not dead.
AL
Oh, that was a big
able
commit.
to survive through the burst of CFO.
That was
Really
4
nice
ultis
idea,
and they still
very
couldn't
well
get the kill.
executed, just not quite enough damage.
Yep.
They're just too far behind in terms
Meanwhile,
of the
Shanks.
goals. They don't have the
Rumble and
items
River,
needed to secure a kill.
your jungler's not
Hope was able
nearby.
to flash away to safety. They did get both of his summoner spells out, but they had to commit a lot to
The
get
damage, just not there. Where is it?
Flash out of Tarzan as well as he came to the aid of his teammate. CFO have shown like they know how to pull the
I can't
trigger,
believe
but as you
Flandre's up
say,
in gold now.
When you're 5K
The
in
state
the
of this
hole
game.
this early on in the game, it's really tricky to have enough damage.
Chat,
Especially
3-0.
with
What did
Doggo
I
only
say?
being at one
3-0.
item
Why
right
did
now.
I
Hope
say
on his
it?
way to his third with
Because-
another pickaxe in
Because
his inventory. A
CFO
couple of
have
things
been
coming out on
great.
the
Don't get me
outcome.
wrong. The
I think it's
story's
more
cool.
for Kaiwing
They
just
looked
to
good
get some
versus
vision
T1,
around
but
there if he
T1
can.
looked disgusting. That version of T1 was worse than AL by far. They're getting a reality
1.5K
check
the
to the
goal
best
lead.
teams at this tournament. AL,
Turn their
Gen G,
attention towards
current
that
form
ball
of
out of
T1,
tower. It is
and
very
BLG,
low.
I would say.
They're doing this the slow and controlled approach. Mid control into bot
They're
side. Vision control,
I mean, yeah, I just
jungle
named the
support
2
working
Eastern
together,
teams from
Shanks for
LPL,
the
2
mission.
Eastern teams from LCK. I know,
Again,
I'm
we
just
said it
fucking
in game
boring.
1. We're seeing it again in game 2.
Gen
They
G
smothered
T1, yeah, I
with
think
their
they're
pressure.
definitely the best team. It's good to see
And they
like
do
the
it so
best teams up
elegantly
there.
as well
Dude,
because
T1 versus BLG was incredible.
The strategy should be to like you kind of
BLG
commit on one
sneaked
side
in.
of the map in
BLG were
response.
kind of
The problem
criminals
is
at the
AL have
end
such a
of game
huge
2
goal
and
lead
3.
that even if you do,
Game
like,
1,
few kills,
BLG are
Shanks, like, he has
respected.
flash,
It was
he
a
has
very good
ults,
game.
And you'd invest all these resources, you try and get something on the top side, and now you have
Here it
no
comes.
defense on the bot side. The
Hong.
Honku acting as good wave clear right now.
Hong.
Ginger trying to defend.
TP to mid from Shanks and looks
Fly
like
beating
AL
BLG 3-0, bro, that's too
starts
much.
up this Atacon, or at least pull a CFO
The fuck would I
into
sneak
a
in Fly
tricky
Quest?
situation. TP comes out as well from drivers.
G2
He
are
wants
frauds.
to join the fight.
They're going to get a reality
Has the
check as well.
equalizer available.
They're gonna get a
All
reality
up
check.
for either side.
Just like
Shanks,
CFO
though,
are
can
getting.
just play around that mid tier 2. Currently hovering in that
Look
fog
at mid.
of
Look
war.
at, dude, they keep
Doesn't have the
losing
realm
waves.
warp. Honku's
Culling.
gonna answer the wave in mid as the culling comes
call, but Driver tanking that as well. That kind of hurts a little bit. Chat, the problem is their setup is really sloppy. Like their reset timings just don't line up with waves. They don't get waves in order as easily. And sure, like
all good.
they're at a losing position, so obviously AL are going to always have prior because they clear waves faster, they do more damage. They're on the map first, they're stronger. CFO have to be second fiddle diddle to the waves.
The TP
because they can't step up, because otherwise they'll just get destroyed.
Driver on the rumble, so
but like, CFO come to a contest, but they're losing mid. Okay, they lost the full wave mid. It was a big wave. Okay. They then go and receive the next wave. AL then back off in that time because they know they're on the wave. They can reset. They've got now they're playing on item spikes. 2 item Lucian with the pickaxe. They've got Seekers for a rise. Like, dude, Black Cleaver for the Wukong.
All they're doing is waiting for Flandre to have that wave pushed in. As soon
as
they see
top wave, boom,
move. That's their signal to step a little bit further forward.
Vision control. Shanks is not stepping up. Team's not nearby. If he walks into that, he dies. Even with Seekers, they go towards mid. Flandre's going to do the same thing with mid wave. Okay, CFO.
A good position for a pick
but they're losing so much. They're going to lose mid wave. They lose all their vision control. Bot wave's going to meet. They know they're in there. They know they're in there.
Showing up. He's the bait. The trap is laid.
Not falling for it though.
Look, wave gone. Mid wave has to be responded by this Corki. So Honky's gonna have to either TP in or he's gonna walk in late. Flandre goes, dude, they're just fucking out macroing them.
CFO spent a lot of time here though. Admittedly,
Alvaro will not. No, do not fucking talk about
support. They've just been clearing out waves and
Honky.
More damage done onto Flandre.
The problem for CFO is that sequence, the bait bush didn't work, and now Ocean Drake is up in 20 seconds. So a fight has to happen. You can't just be sitting, waiting to see if they start the
timing for Dragon is just crazy good.
Want this fight.
Oh, CFO are just getting fucking outsmarted.
They see so much, and CFO
Chat, you should stop swearing.
The clone will be used.
Nico.
CFO fight back as they wrestle their way into
I wish I was a chameleon. Then I could disguise myself as Faker.
Hovering in the tri-brush, has the ulti to create a flank. The Dragon started off.
Good job.
Just gonna step forward,
nice. Good engage. Pop Blossom. Oh, it's a 4-man. Kyle dead. Kyle dead, but Tarzan does everything else. Culling. Doggo can't play the game. Doggo's playing the game. Doggo can't play the game. Doggo's trying to play the game. Who's playing the game here? Flanders is playing the game. Is Doggo playing the game? Let's find out. Next episode of Dragon Ball Z. That was a really good fight for CFO, but they're just too far behind. Doggo.
Doggo escapes. Kaiwing does not. It will be a
Kaiwing, help!
For AL. And you have to feel the Artican alongside it.
AL, dude, it's a reality check, chat. You guys, everyone's like, oh my god, CFO going to win. I said coming into this, it's not going to be close. Such a reality check. Good force. They're so far behind though. Dude, the Pop Blossom was so good.
Beautiful.
Then Wukong layering is just boom, bomba clap. And look,
easy access for Tarzan
bro, Flandre
he does so much damage on the Wukong.
He's back, you know. Flandre's had a good tournament. Flandre's had a good tournament.
He can't match the damage. He can't match the threat until he's forced to retreat. CFO forced short the fight once more, and AL with firm authority here in Game 2.
And credit to CFO for looking for a fight like that, trying to find a pick, but
I feel like they have to.
Just so far in the hole at this point.
What was the result of the poll earlier? The poll said I should keep my hair, not shave it.
Expect to see that Infinity Edge pretty soon.
It said also my biceps were looking lovely today.
2 items on Honku as well. If a good equalizer comes off, and
kind of, Jack, kind of.
It's enough with the blood letters, Leandries.
Jack, kind of.
If I'm CFO, probably thinking
kind of.
I've kind of
got something.
You bounce back in this game.
Yeah, it feels possible for CFO to turn this game around in particular. Of course, they're still going to fish. They're still going to look.
Kind of.
They are hostless after all.
Something's happening there. Something's happening there. We don't know what.
Threw me off.
Sorry, man.
Hulk, see, look, all the glazing, guys. Call me a donut.
Could be their way back into the game.
Because I'm your Krispy Kreme.
AL not going to waste any time.
And I didn't make it to the tournament because I am a bit of an inter sometimes.
Of CFO teleport available. The driver on this rumble, Doggo a mile away,
far away.
Always has the killer
Pass can
instinct
fly.
to jump into a
True.
fight.
Medics right, I'm wrong, as usual. Pop Blossom. Layering. Nice layering, but it's a bit janky. Wait. Wait, it's janky. Oh my god, they won. They won the fight. Holy They lost with Ocean Soul.
Find it all! An ace and the Baron as well!
That
Hold.
is the miracle that they
Hold.
needed.
It's not over. Hold.
A perfect ace onto AL. Junja's
What
the
happened?
target that AL engage on, but he gets
Tarzan
an ulti in
ulti?
response. Everything
Oh,
is
the
thrown into
layering.
him. And look at that, the three-man suppress.
Oh
He's
my
all got
god,
Q.
the layering.
And Driver do
Oh
so
my god,
much
yo.
damage.
Yo.
Hope is left isolated. Flandre can't do anything. And CFO
That was an
would get a
insanely
5-0
well-coordinated fight.
team
Wait,
fight.
that was insane. Oh
With the
my
Baron
god.
secured as
What the
well.
wait, Shanks
That is
almost
a
died? No, he didn't.
massive injection of
That's
gold.
Nico.
And off the back of who? Off the back of Ginger. This guy has
Look at that guy.
led
Look at that
this
guy.
league
He's lecturing in the
for
chat.
so many years, has been the most
The
valuable
NA fans
player
like
in the
CFO.
LCP, and he gets the
How to play
three-man impale to turn it
I
around.
hope we get the gold graph because that is a plus
6K.
1.2, well, 1K lead now for
That's a
CFO.
6K
What
gold
a
swing.
Monstrous gold swing.
What?
And these are the situations
Holy.
that we always theorize when we cast games, Medic. but
Okay, chat. Okay,
rarely
chat.
do they
Hold,
ever
hold, hold.
actualize.
It's going to come down to an
CFO
elder
with
flip.
a monstrous punish.
And they've got a lot of burst.
And
They've
flip
got a
the
lot of
game on its
burst.
head now with
Maybe
this
the Ocean
huge
Soul doesn't
injection
matter
of
for
gold.
comps
They
that
can look to contest
can
the
just get
Elder
popped.
with
I mean, they
Elder.
really don't. If they get
have all
popped,
the
they get
tools
popped.
need to win this game.
And there's so much standing gold on the map as
Cinema,
well for CFO
insane
because
fight.
They haven't been able to
He
pick up any
holy.
of these towers earlier on. Currently
CFO,
only
that
6-2.
guy
You
just
can
said
see Driver pushing into a
CFO.
third, down towards this bottom lane.
That was a very helpful
AL
comment.
still have all the tools that we
Look,
talked about in
AL
their
was
toolkit. They still
shrimping on
have
them. Like, they were
Blossom, the
prawning them.
Cyclone,
They
the
were
Velvet
fucking
ones at the back line,
barbecuing them.
but
They
no
were
longer
sausaging,
have the
bunnings.
massive
They were doing all
wallets
that.
allowed them to beat CFO if the fight
But now
wasn't
CFO, that
entirely
Baron,
in their
that's
favor.
a
Now
hole.
CFO begin to turn things
Hold.
into their
Hold,
advantage.
chat. Hold.
And for AL,
Next
first time in
fight
this game
wins.
since 30 seconds in. that
Ocean
they have been
Soul.
on the back foot.
That was 8K gold.
That was
to
what?
that is a 9K gold swing? 8K? Is that 9K, right?
No, it's not 9. It's
Sally
like 7.
probably said the game was over.
Oh,
Oh my
classic.
god, it was Sandra Sultry,
We
wasn't
said
it?
the game
Fucking
was over. Yes,
Sally
yes,
Ruthers.
we did, as
Monkey
CFO.
pushing in the mid lane as well. AL have committed 5 members on the bot side of the
Okay,
map.
now
The risk for
CFO
Honky
with the
is the
lead,
realm war,
suddenly
right?
they
He
just
just
know how to
gotta
play
let the minions do the
macro.
work. He doesn't have
Okay,
to overextend
fair enough.
here.
Fair enough.
CFO going to continue their pressure on the bot side.
What the hell?
Before the Elder. Void Seeker's coming out from Doggo, trying to find his mark. Can't do it for now. That cannon minion will stay standing, though, as another wave in mid will crash in about 10
Chat,
seconds' time.
chicken.
Wave in bot,
100
about
point,
20 away
100
or so.
pieces of chicken on the
So
line.
Shanks has finally
Oh, I
answered
thought
mid.
Flandre was going to
Flandre
E
forced a
into him.
Justice Punch away, has a magic damage shield, so
Surprised.
should be fine.
No one else.
against
They
that
were kind of
Kai'Sa
backing
for
away.
now.
Doggo almost got caught out.
There
If
we go,
Doggo,
Medic, the
if they
Elder.
had the information that everyone was
Situation
backing
that I
away, Doggo
not
was dead.
expecting given the game state.
Elder 45. Oh my god, here we go.
Now, a very viable option.
The
and
dreaded
window
Lucian
presented.
fall off.
Look at the
The
goal
range
difference
is an
from
issue
Gold
because
Yup.
CFO have clawed back in gold.
2.4K
Range is now an issue.
From one fight and a
What a
few
glow up,
towers.
am I right?
What a glow up, man. This guy's having an absolutely exceptional MSI.
Oh my god,
Winning only
AL.
against
I
Faku
don't
a
favor
couple
their
times
fight.
in
That's
that
not-
series.
Okay.
I think now they're
He was
outranged
getting
mega.
bodied in this game.
Oh yeah, I'm just saying.
Now they're
this
going to get
game was the
outranged.
aberration in the early game, and
And they
now
have the
he's
hard
back to his
commit, but
position.
Junja's a
Now
problem
he's
that
back.
that's set up
He's
before with
definitely back.
Equalizer.
Interesting build as well. The Black
They
Cleaver,
destroyed this
Spear,
comp. There's no
Manamunin,
hard
and
tank in this
GA
comp. Galio's a
For
bruiser.
lot
He's a
of
mixed
talk so far
bruiser.
this tournament. Gets you a lot of
If they get
shred,
caught,
more
AL
progression,
just
more
lose the
HP
game.
as well.
Actually, oh my god, CFO's
There we go,
comp now.
They're going to be spawning.
Bro, they win one
Versus
fight and
CFO this
CFO's
time round with
comp.
Position on the dragon.
Now it gets to scale. Oh dear lord,
to walk
this
in.
Spear of
Remember, they
Shojin
have that
Corki
Ocean
cannot be
Soul,
winning.
though, so they are going to be able to stain up through fights. Elder begun now by
Elder,
CFO.
Elder.
AL walk into the darkness.
going
The
down
Elder
quick.
getting shredded immediately, down to
CFO,
6,000
they
HP.
doing
AL
this
might
quick.
not even get in
Hello.
range.
Tarzan hooked.
Decoy in. The heroes enter
Oh my
through
god,
the
they're going to
gap.
lose the game. AL are going to lose the game. AL are going to lose the game.
To escape the clutches of CFO, but Shanks does not have that same luxury.
AL are going to lose the game.
Into the wall
AL
by
are going to just
Ginger.
lose the fucking
He's got
game.
time for a second, but he's going to be sent to a timeout back to the fountain as Ginger takes him
They
down.
took 10
Elder
years to get to the
secured,
Elder
2
fight.
kills secured. CFO now set their sights
All
on
right.
the base of AL.
Any macro discussion,
With one
any
of the
fucking smart
craziest
discussion I was
comebacks that we've
having,
seen at MSI. CFO is looking to equalize
Out the window.
this series
Out the
right
window.
here, right now.
For Flandre, Hope, and Kyle, you are reeling
Shanks,
from these last
Shanks, it's not
sequence.
Shanks, is it?
Just gotta try and
Yo,
defend your
Nico,
base. It
Kyle,
looks like
yo,
CFO
fucking
might
stop
not
baiting
go
me.
for the full push. Ginger's not with them right now, but the rest of the team are posturing
Can they
forward.
end? I don't think they can end.
Take down this inhibitor, another wave coming in on its
I don't
way.
think they can
They're
end.
taking their time with it, clearing out the waves coming out of the AL base. Tarzan up in 2 seconds' time.
Bot wave is nowhere near. I don't think they can end. Tarzan, this is an int to end. Doggo? Doggo's dead. Maybe an int to end. Yeah. Guys. They had one singular wave. They lost Doggo for 45 seconds. Oh my god, they're going to fight Elder. They're going to double TP to fight Elder. They're going to double TP to fight Elder. What the fuck are AL? What are these crazy people doing? What are they doing? Oh, he got dredge line. Okay. Shanks are probably dead. No? Is he dead? Yep, he's dead. They're fighting Elder. Fight Elder a little bit more. Let's see what happens. Pop Blossom. Oh my god, they're going to win. No, they're not. Honku killed. Honku can't get in. Honku. What the fuck is happening? What is happening? Oh, it's almost a double. Okay, Hope. Got him. Hope.
Hope trying to heal up with that Ocean Soul.
Elder's not. Elder's there, right?
Honku finds the double.
AL. Guys, we fight Elder.
Do everything in their power to
you know what the funny thing is? The funny thing is that now with TP they can end. He just got Overlord's blood mail. Honku just got Overlord's blood mail.
No, it is way too ambitious. Instead, they set their sights on the Baron. My
Oh
goodness.
my god.
AL
Dude.
into the face of the Elder. Chase down CFO. Only now will the Elder wear off, but another Baron is going to be secured for CFO. The gold lead now monstrous. Tarzan trying to get in range, but it'll be too little, too late. The second Baron goes to CFO.
There's Baron. 6k gold lead. Let's watch another throw.
Felt like a one-sided game, a foregone conclusion. 33 minutes in.
Wow.
We are at 31 kills. CFO with a 5.7k
Next Elder. Next
lead.
Elder fight wins. No?
And they
Surely?
are one
No?
fight away
Yes?
from
No?
being able to equalize this
They can hold the
series.
Baron. They've got Rise. They'll be fine.
Mid lane inhibitor for AL respawns
I think.
in 2 minutes 40 seconds.
Okay.
Elder Dragon respawns in 2 minutes 40 seconds.
Oh,
The
shit.
Baron remains on CFO for the next
Shanks
2.5
has to
minutes.
realm
and
warp
they'll
out.
try and
He's
use it to push
scared.
forward. Shanks is going to realm warp out here.
That's all right.
We're
It's a
scared
short cooldown.
of Junja on the flank alongside Kaiwing.
Another Elder to end the game, I think.
Honku is full build.
Yep.
He went from what I think 1 and 5 to 9 and 5.
He's Overlord's blood mail.
You look
What
at
is
Shanks,
this
he's only
build?
had 3 items. Honku is just incredibly accelerated.
Is
in
this a thing?
game.
Have we been
Doggo
seeing
as
this MSI? Am I blind? I don't remember this build.
Going up towards a Void Staff on this Kai'Sa, giving them
As long as
just
AL
a
don't
little
get
bit more
poked out,
magic
they're
damage.
okay. Maybe.
For AL, it's last chance saloon. You have to feel a 6,000 gold hole.
He was 1 and 5. I know, bro.
14,000
What a
gold
turn. What a
swing.
turn. Yo, credit to
The
CFO.
largest
It's a fucking
comeback at
insane
MSI.
turn.
This would be if CFO
Tarzan,
Might
though.
just be one of the biggest
Oh,
comebacks
this
in
ward, this
international
ward, this
history.
ward,
Like,
this
what
ward.
an insane swing.
This ward.
They still have to finish the job, though. Great poke on the Kyle. Tarzan fishing for a flank, but he just gets spotted out.
Culling.
CFO don't have a minion
Culling
left to
doesn't
play
do
with.
much.
The culling comes through from Hope already.
Okay. Risky for
Realm
CFO.
Warp
This
about
siege
to
is
be
risky.
available if Shanks
There's a
uses
lot
to
of
get
gap
Tarzan to
closed.
the
There's a
back
lot
line.
of
It's not a
angles to
quick
pinch from. They're
engage,
going to
but
clear
it's
this
an
vision.
option.
They know they're on a ward.
With the follow-up
That
from
control ward
Flandre
doesn't get anything.
could be devastating for CFO. Junja, though, with these impales,
Okay, trying to
has been
defend control ward.
absolutely on the mark.
Shanks needs to AoE. Dredge line in. Oh, it missed. Depth charge. Pop Blossom. Under turret. Oh, CFO, I don't like it. CFO, I don't like it. CFO, I don't like it. No, CFO, you had this. You're just overcommitting again. Guys. Tangle.
Don't get the route just short.
Oh,
So a
Elder's up at a
minute
minute 10.
before
50-second
Elder.
death timer with TP, maybe.
Available for Shanks if they did
If they
have
get
a
any
ward,
more,
but
if they get
don't
any
have
more,
the
it's a
vision.
fucking horror up.
They don't have that flank opportunity.
I mean, that's the scary thing.
XDD.
CFO have demonstrated throughout this
Oh
game
my god.
that
Junja's still
no
exposed.
matter how far behind they are, they will continue to look for fights.
They're going to take
Guess
all
what?
gold. Doesn't really
AL
matter.
is exactly the same.
True.
It doesn't matter what position they're in, they will continue
Okay,
to look
45
for a
seconds,
fight.
Elder.
And they found another fantastic angle.
It doesn't change the
Kyrie
game.
went a little too deep. He throws the
That
hook,
fight.
doesn't quite connect.
In
It
fact,
drags him into the midst
Maybe
of the
Galio
AL
ult,
squad,
maybe
though,
Shanks ult won't be
and
up.
the driver was there to follow up.
How long
Now
till Realm
they
Warp?
engage
That
a
guy
little
has
too
like
far.
no
AL
CDR
quickly respond,
outside of
and so
boots
they
and
keep their
Seraphs.
base alive. The Baron is going to wear off.
It'll be up.
Not much gold gained off the
It
back
was
of
done,
it.
dude.
The
They
later
just
and
had to
later we
get.
go,
They
this
didn't have.
gold difference
Turret
really
was
doesn't
open. They
mean
just go
much.
top.
There's a few
swap.
more items that AL is trying desperately to complete.
Do a quick push top.
And once they
You
have
can
it,
back
it's all
reset.
gonna come down to team fight
Set up for Elder.
execution. And we've seen these team fights can go either way.
All right.
CFO trying to get
All right.
control over the river with Elder up in 1
That
second.
Lucian has null magic mantle. Nice, that'll change it.
Cannon minions meeting in that mid
Let's see.
Tarzan
Elder number
constantly looking
2.
for the flanks
Doggo,
here.
don't get
Has
chunked.
that hero's entrance to back him up and has the flash.
Tarzan
No flash
has
at
an
the
angle
moment
and a
on Driver,
dream.
but his bounce
Junja,
got
good
cooldown.
impale on
The
carries,
Honkyu's
game's
on
over.
cooldown as
They're
well
so
right
short
now.
range going into a Skarner. That's the biggest
There's
play.
always the risk. If you can catch out Honkyu, his guardian angel.
Double controlled.
Still a few seconds before
They need to
that
deal
comes
with bot
back up
wave.
as well.
Just
The
get bot
waves
wave pushing.
really
Flandre
don't
wants to do
matter
it.
right now.
Kai Wing.
There's one pushed in towards CFO's base as Junja
No
rooted
poke
up,
matters.
but you can see
Remember, they have
doesn't
Ocean
really
Salt.
stick on him. Does on Shanks though.
Oi, that W would have been big.
Down by a third. The shape splitter used to get
Bot
a little
wave.
bit of vision in.
Kai Wing in. Driver spotted. Shanks Ocean Salt wants to look towards mid, but if he goes mid, they'll just start Elder.
Junja with good position in the river. You can feel
Shanks,
the tension between
bit of
these two
healing
teams.
lettuce.
They're going to be started off this time around.
Mid wave
CFO
slow pushing.
not playing with the
Shanks wants to go
same
mid.
speed
They're
that
pulling
they
off
were when they
Elder.
last had the Baron. They've got to be cautious about the angles with which AL tried to
Flandre,
attack from.
Flanders. Maybe a bait actually, because they're separated. CFO separated? No, actually. Cyclone down. Cyclone down. Another Cyclone. Oh! Oh, AL's fight. Oh, it's stinky. Culling. It's a bit stinky. Flash. Oh, yeah, there's a re-engage. Here we go. CFO. Junja gets one ulti. Game is done. That was a bit stinky AL fight. Stinky. No vision. No vision. Junja needs to get in. Blast cone. The Kyle zoning. Elder dead. Elder dead. CFO low. CFO low. Run as fast as you can and go, go, go. Baron up 55. AO going to get that, and to your surprise, that was a stinky fight, but they used a lot of damage. They got a lot of damage.
Mind games with the Realm Warp, forcing the Corki to W over the wall to regroup with his team, and then as CFO clumped up, it meant that AL
There's
had
a 4.5k gold lead
opportunity to
between
chase, but
Honkyu
really
and
nice
Shanks.
culling comes through from Hope, and it puts CFO in a situation where they're forced to
All
retreat.
right.
Now the Baron is spawning.
Let's see it. Elder number 2. It won't even end the game. When are you featuring on an LEC rap battle? I'm not a rapper. I'm a crapper. So I don't think they'll let me. Even though I can rhyme, bust out the mime. Everyone talks to me and says, that's your crime. Hysterics, what are you doing? You're not Rick Grimes. Every time I talk, I rap like this because I'm so crap. Every time I talk, I rap like this because I'm so crap. That's my track. I rap like this because I'm so crap. But I know how to bap. I know how to slap. I know how to cap. Every time I talk to my pap, Baron's down. That's a rap.
No real contest coming out from
Boom.
CFO. They just want those waves as far
I don't say rat,
away
cat,
from
bat,
their
mat,
base
fat,
as possible. We
chat.
have a crossover of about a minute between
I
the
don't say
Elder
that.
and the Baron buff.
Baron Elder. Does it end the game?
Push any further on the bot lane.
AL,
He will go
the
back
goal
to
is
base.
back almost even.
That's
This is a
CFO.
fucking strange game. Bit of a cinema. Bit of a cinema game too. I agree.
Bar at the top right of your screen. That means that they'll
XPP,
likely lose an
IRL.
inhibitor.
Call me
So
XDD.
once the Elder is
'Cause
gone,
I can't
then
rel.
CFO can probably look for a fight.
Good one. What
Wave
rhymes
gonna
with
come
IRL?
AL want to keep the pressure up. Shanks going back to base. Numbers advantage for CFO, but again, against this Elder, it's a scary thing to try and force. The TP is
XPP.
available for the
Yeah, okay.
rise.
Spell,
You're just
fell,
trying to harass
flash
down
Q
this
rel.
wave
Boom.
from
I
the
like
lane.
that one. Cage rel.
Range, in fact, as AL won't push any further. TP
That
to
guy.
the mid lane.
That guy looks exactly like one of those rat things.
Seconds or so. There's the equalizer on
Yo,
the way, but the Baron
how long,
doesn't take
Elder?
too much damage. Doggo
How
trying to
long
clear it
Elder?
out.
Just run it in.
AL will play for the mid
How long
lane
Elder?
inhib, and they'll secure it. CFO wisely backing
Half
away.
the cooldown down, by the way.
Away
Oh
on
my
the
god, they're
top
going to try and
side.
end, or
Tower
they're
is
going
down
to...
to a third, and AL
Top
might
turret?
just think they can tank it up.
Yeah, they can.
Start to do so. Takes a chunk, but it takes
They
a while.
can?
Tarzan down to
Yeah,
half
okay, they
HP
got it.
himself, but in
Tarzan
the
is
end,
GA.
AL will secure the inhib tower.
Oh,
Elder
Honkyu
about
hit.
to
Ow,
expire.
ow, ow.
There it goes. It's off.
If
CFO
CFO
still
lose this,
backed
it would be
away
a
and gave up the
devastating
win.
loss. That overforced to try and end.
AL.
Oh, boy.
Slow down with the pressure, though. They're continuing with the push.
They got so
Junja,
close.
He's incredibly
Is it
tanky.
over? Elder.
He's not tanky enough to stop the minions from doing
Elder's still there, right?
damage. For now, the Nexus towers stay strong.
Maybe Elder's
No
gone. Is Elder
objectives on the
gone?
map, really, so AL have
Elder's
to keep the
gone.
pressure
I'm
going.
looking
One of
bottom
the
left.
weaknesses
Elder's
here
gone.
for AL is that short range that we talked about
Elder's
all the
gone.
way back
Junja
in
wants an
the
impale.
get close enough
Only
to
gets
down
one.
the
That's only
back.
Flanders.
KO going
Pop
in.
Blossom.
Pop Blossom as
Oh, KO does it again. Equalizer, not bad. They get one.
push on towards the backline from Doggo. Doesn't go in with the killer instinct, holds it.
Ocean Soul is forever.
Alongside that equalizer.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Here we go. Oh shit. Tarzan GA, doesn't matter. They're just on turret. Open Nexus, open season. They're going to play for the fight. They want the kills. They want the kills. They still want the kills. Bro. Bro, I feel bad because CFO, like AL fucking got womboed.
Defense by CFO. The fact that
they played that as well as they could. That team fight was like a 9K gold swing, and the fact that AL came back.
Get it completely erased, and it's like a 9.
Bro, minus 100 chicken.
Completely getting the full DPS in too.
Holy honk you. Look at that damage.
For a little bit, but Shane.
I can't believe they lost in the end. No, bro, that's a tilt up. Kaiwing into this game, you reckon? I mean, the Nort went into Flandre, but maybe that was in, you know? Maybe that was in. I said 3-0 chat. I cannot believe it, but I could be right. CFO deserve a game. They deserve a game. They deserve a game. All right, chat, no pauses, no pauses. Wake up. Everyone wake up. Everyone wake up. I'm awake now. I'm awake. Internet's fucked up. I'm awake. No copyright for this streamer. Monkey Meatloaf got an MVP, a VIP, a PPP. Chat, what do you get when you mix XPP with XDD? What do you get?
And the thing with Rest is he's known much more as the carry player for CFO. We did see him early on the tournament.
My wife says what?
But that was more because Driver needed the game.
Hang on, I need to know. What does his wife say?
For CFO. We did see him early on.
His wife says AL30, true.
Now with counterpick on the red side.
XGG, that's it.
Enough
that's
of
correct. Correct answer.
Enough of an advantage.
Let's go again. Yo, Julie X Summer.
Control of the game.
We need an AL draft that's just fucking crazy now, I think.
Second rotation the previous
Let's go crazy draft. Let's go Neela.
By CFO, actually matching the bans that anyone's legend would do
Swain.
when they were on the red side.
Nah, bro, no fucking Swain.
So what will the priority be?
Gwen open.
Around Annie was something that was hovered in the first game.
Pantheon, Vi.
The Nocturne ban. We see this come through later on in series, knowing how effective the champion can be, especially when the jungle is thinned out. Ginger has had a Nocturne performance so far in this tournament, and they are respecting.
Yo. What the fuck is this? Yo, what is this? Oh my god.
Performance so far in this tournament, and they
Here's
are respecting his proficiency on the champ.
Holy.
On the side of CFO, what are they afraid of? The Varus is the big one for
Oh my god, those lips are intertwined.
Varus and Ezreal are available right now. And Hope, if he can get his hands on it,
lips are intertwined, bro.
Gonna be the ban. This means that Ezreal
they're both there in person. Oh, is Cajal there in person now? Is he there? So he's in the arena now.
Champion that both mid laners really love to play. We've seen it first picked in the draft
as well. Yesterday.
I guess like Annie would be the immediate response if it does come through. I guess it depends on your preference. Oh,
Rel B1. So Alistar's gone.
Blah. Priority.
Yeah, so the thing is, Alistar's gone. Nautilus is gone. Leona's gone. Nico's gone. What other engaged supports are we really looking at? Rakan
what does CFO have?
That really springs to mind. But Rakan is, you can deal with it in quite a lot of different ways.
There's also Kalista Renata.
True.
There's Braum as a possibility as well.
Are we talking about Kalista Renata as good picks at MSI? Or
but Braum is not engaged.
Again, we've gone through this. They are a set of picks that it
must be hot. Is it hot in Canada? It must be hot in that outfit.
Okay, I'm just throwing out the option.
Trundle will be the pick for CFO on this first rotation.
I'm worried about a blind Scion as well.
Yeah, the thing is, AL don't have to ban the Scion away from Driver because Rest is playing, which allows the Scion up for them. And CFO unlikely to pick the Scion themselves because if you were going to draft Scion, you just. But
also,
Driver, right?
you have like Zeri's up.
Obviously, Trundle very
for
good
Hope.
Into the Scion,
he doesn't have his Corki.
Into a slightly
580 carries in total, really gone because the Corki went mid. Varus also banned away.
Do they need something like the Zion now, or do they
Lee Sin Ari for Shanks Tarzan.
Tarzan's Lee Sin.
The chasing power for Ezreal.
Lee Sin, Twisted Fate. If you want to play
the Twisted Fate.
Aggressive.
Honestly, I'm glad Twisted Fate has been lower on the priority list.
Yeah, Twisted Fate's so trash.
I do not think that champion is being played around very well. And AL going to forego.
People are not using that champ well. Shanks on Annie.
Just a very well-rounded.
So we got burst.
Champion right
no,
now.
we got setup. We got burst. We got. Yeah.
She provides good CC.
All right.
She has solid.
Makes
laning
sense.
phase.
Duo in mid jungle's
Also
good.
just in the mid game, she's
CFO
like so
need
hard
an
with her ability
engaged
to flash
support. I
engage.
mean, if AL,
Gonna be ready.
if CFO don't pick support here,
take a
things
figure
like Brom or Khan will get
on
taken away, and it's GG.
Cleanse.
Like CFO would just have
Assuming he takes
nothing.
Cleanse, obviously has the arcane shift as
With
well. If he wants to
Ezreal,
play a
Ezreal
little bit
bomb,
further
it's
back,
okay.
look for the poke. Braum is the lock here.
They probably
for
need to get rid of
CFO.
80 carries
Once
that can
again,
deal with
good
it. Maybe a
disengage,
Xayah ban here for
especially
CFO.
into the Rel who wants to jump in as soon as she's in.
There's
the
so
middle
many
of
80
you,
carries gone. They
haven't
should
been
pinch the
caught up
pool.
if you arcane
They should
shifted
pinch Hope
away,
as much as
then
possible.
the concussive blows come out. The Braum
Yummy,
can
so
really slow
juicy.
her
What the
from
fuck
ever
is
getting
that?
away, because when you crash down as well, you're reducing your movement speed. which,
Xayah's a good ban.
Makes it quite hard for the Rel in
For
that
CFO, I'd
2v2.
pinch 80 carry. I wouldn't care about solo lanes. Solo lanes have so many directions.
Moving on to the
Unless you get rid of
second
Sion, and you're just like, okay, let's make it interesting.
We
But
expect
chat,
that
if they don't get rid
to
of
come through
80
from
carries,
AL.
yeah,
80 carries gonna be the
it's
focus
so
from
fucking
CFO.
cooked.
Civ are going to be the first to taken off the board.
Kalista might be
Wonder
the
if
angle.
that's Xayah that we mentioned
Their
earlier will be
reactions.
next
Whose reactions?
to hit the ban list.
I'm not looking at that. I'm not looking
Already
at that. Looks like a
taken away the
spoiler.
Lucian, MF, Jin. The Varus also banned away.
What is it?
Paul slowly starts to get pinched with the Caitlyn.
Will by
taken away
quiet,
as
fast
well.
as das. Oh, their
Obviously
reactions to the
something new
kissy
from
kiss.
Hope, or whether he will just stick to the
I'll
Xayah.
click it, not open it.
The Victor going to be
I'll click it,
taken
not
away,
open it.
known as a very safe control mage pick into the Annie.
I'll click it,
He's
not
got
open
enough
it.
range, really, with
After
the
draft, I'll
Chaos
open
Ray
it.
to farm up the minions, don't have to worry too much. You've got the Siphon
And
power
ban
as well
Xayah.
for the movement speed in the lane and the shield. It can be quite hard for the Annie to really harass you too easily in the early
I
game.
think Orianna has some decent
AL
value
self-peel
for CFO. Could
with
be another
Xayah is
possible
kinda
ban
nice.
For AL.
I mean, okay, self-peel 80 carries just says kind of nice. Senna.
With their final ban.
yeah.
It is the Senna,
Just
so
a-
that means the Xayah
Do you
is
think it's
available
bad? Do you think it's
for
bad into
anyone's
Brom?
Legend and for Hope if he wants
The link
to
is
pick
safe.
it up.
Oh, you guys checking links for
With the
me.
Rel already locked in, obviously you're not going to get
Oh,
that Xayah
you
with Calm
guys,
combo, but you're
yum.
looking at keeping your top lane pick for last if you're CFO. Trundle can go top, but the expectation is that that will be in the jungle. As
True.
AL look towards their
Trundle top, I
final
would not
ban.
expect. Trundle top if
Anything
it's
you're
a
worried
Sion,
about
maybe?
Rest bringing out? Well, the Jace will be the ban.
Chase. Maybe this guy plays Nah this game, I don't know.
The Blitzcrank makes no sense. Just
Yeah.
a hover on Blitzcrank.
Maybe it's a Nah game, but they're not going to blind top here. They're going to go
Yeah,
mid,
when we get deeper
are
into
they?
the draft, I thought early on about Cassante.
Then you
something
want to pick
that
mid
Rest
here, counter pick for top. Why are they
is one
going
of his
blind
preferred
Cassante?
champions, for sure. Something that is very
Yeah,
well known
Flandre is just
for.
going to play
It's his
Renekton
most
with Lee
played
Sin.
across his career.
They're just
Very
going to play
comfortable on
Renekton.
this champ overall.
Yeah,
Instead,
Hwei,
the
match
Hwei
mid,
does
match
make more
mid.
sense.
Get a
Give your
counter
lane
pick for
counter
top.
That's why you brought him in for
Yes.
this
If they
series
fucking did that,
defining
I
game.
would.
You
Oh,
brought him in
disgusting.
To be a bit of a wild card, to do
Oriana's a
something
nice
little bit
pairing. They
inventive.
fix
There's
up
the
some of their
Orianna
AP damage.
prediction
The
on that
lane
day.
is going to be a little bit better
As now
for
we see
Ori.
Flandre having to
She has a
blind
range
his top
advantage,
laner.
as we kind of discussed last stream. More AP damage will come through a Ziggs
Few
bot.
options,
Scaling would be
that we talked
good.
about earlier. Depends
Hope
what
doesn't really have many
they're
80
very much
carries.
feeling.
Jinx is something,
Jinx,
but
I mean, doesn't have a lot of protection.
yeah,
in a
it's
composition
hard. But
like
it's
this
got engage,
against an Ezreal,
and
you
there's a
should
bit of
feel
setup.
pretty safe to
Zayah's
farm.
self-peel. I
There we go.
liked it before.
Right
I
to
think
the
Medic
side,
was
we
talking
can
about it as
expect
well.
to come through. I think it's nice into the Trundle pillar specifically.
Gwen blind,
Because
because I think when there's so much up, that's like Bruiser or like
Flandre does
something
love
like a
his
Gwen up.
like
If you're not going to
Jax
blind
could just
Sion.
be a safe top side pick if they want something that.
Yeah,
has
Rest
side
might
lane
end
threat,
up
also
going
decent
Jax
team
into
fighting.
it.
They're going to go for the Gwen.
Okay,
course,
Gwen,
now Rest
AP
could
solo
pick up the
laners.
Jax for
There's a bit of
himself.
burst to set up Lee Sin.
No,
They're not gonna
I don't
go
know if he's super
Cassante.
comfortable on the Cassante. I don't know if I love it into.
I
Gwen.
don't like it into this comp,
I feel like
bro.
that you
I
kinda
think you
give
don't do
Gwen a
any
bit of a
fucking.
free
I don't
lane.
think
I
you do
mean,
anything.
I guess you could argue that you just.
I guess there's
fully
burst
itemize
CC,
the
but
resistance,
like
at the same time, I
it
feel
can
like
deal
we
with the
never
rel,
really
but
have
then
any
there's
kill
Annie
threat on the
follow up.
Gwen.
There's Lee Sin kit. Like
Soon
I don't
to
know. There's a lot of
get to her own
protection available.
devices.
How do you feel about it compositionally if it is locked in? It is actually going
Nah,
to be
Nah's better. I think
the
it's just going to be a Nah
in
game.
the end. Look at that range
No, the Gwen,
advantage
yeah,
over the
it's-
Gwen in the early game. Get a lot of grasps.
Okay, so they got
blocks
set up.
off,
They've
but
got a bit of wombo, but
obviously
once those
later
ultis
on,
down, I
just
think for
take over
CFO they lose a lot of their
It's,
firepower. AL's
much more
comp
of a
with
lane
self-pill
pull
80
in
carry.
favor of the Gnar.
It does feel
But
like if lanes overtake this
I
game,
think
AL
it
will
reaches a
snowball out of the
point
game.
Where the
You know,
Gwen really
control.
starts to win out on the
Chat, yo,
matchup.
I appreciate you all being here. I'm sorry my
In
energy's a
terms
little bit
of
low.
team
I had to go to a
fight
baby
value,
scan this morning. Had to wake up
synergize
mega
very nicely
early.
with
Baby
CFO's
is good.
comp.
Baby
They've got
girl
like
is good. She's looking
the
good. She's
possibility
almost at
of a
20
wombo
weeks.
combo,
18 more
but
weeks, and I'm a I'm a fucking father. It's crazy. Yo, I appreciate you all being here. The subs, the follows, any kind of love. It's all great. I gotta run ads now. Tier 1 Prime gets you out of them. For the time being, I've got a 5 or more sale on for gifted subs. So any 5 gifted, sale.
Scale well.
I'm already your daddy. Ew. I'm gonna run them now. Yo, I appreciate you all being here.
It's also just like, what's the threat onto Xayah, really? If
You
the
can
Trundle's
do
kind of
it.
running at you, Zaya loves that. Yeah. And while the Brawn can, of course, be obnoxious
3-0. That's what I said at the start of the day. I stick with it. I'm not flopping.
It's a situation that I think is difficult for...
around 52%.
For the Trundle to deal with. So, again, I do kind of favor AL's composition. I just feel like they have a lot of tools. My wife is asleep.
The belly is asleep.
In the early game,
they're both sleeping in bed, okay? They're both sleeping.
Looking at this,
as to how much, I don't know with my voice, but apparently she can't hear me. Apparently when these doors are closed, she can't hear me.
Oh, 100%. Tarzan on his fabled Lee Sin. Hasn't brought it out yet at MSI, but something that he's been known for across the years of
Tarzan Lee Sin is clean. Is it good as Canyon? No. Do we have any pets? No. No. Bro, we don't have... The dog's gone. Joey, the cute cavoodle, is gone.
Into the same bush, are we? Kaiwing's there. Be stunned up by Shanks with that disintegrate, but Kyle
right, let's see it.
Where he wisely walks away from them this time, Bedius.
She's gone.
Kyle
she went back to her mama. We're only looking after her for like
as Shox is standing
a
by
few days.
Kadra.
Okay. What?
I sure am. Hello, Mark. How's it going?
It's going great. This is amazing. Being in the venue, the crowd's really loud. It's really fun to see these games.
Oh, yes.
Oh my god, we got a level 1 fight. There's a
He's
flash
casting.
A big stun with the W is going to land on the Honky. We're going to try and get away with the flash, and there's a flash from Junji as well.
Let's go! He still got it, guys!
That's not even his role.
What's your thought on the... I mean, they chose red side finally. CFO, do you think they used it to their advantage?
I mean, they got Orianna into Annie, which is a good lane. They counterpicked the Gwen, but I don't think the Gnar is that big of a counter. I think the Orianna is going to need a lot of help this game. I think it's all going to be about mid.
True.
What does your gut tell you?
I think AL's comp is going to be a 3-0.
Thank you. Enjoy streaming over here.
Holy.
A 3-0.
Boo. He just got booed.
Says
he just got booed.
Not too excited by that possibility. They did boo him.
They booed him.
A bunch of flashes burnt in the early game.
He's got fucking booed.
Narrating that for us. Junjo no longer has a flash, nor does Honkyu. Kaiwing has neither of his summoners down towards this bottom lane.
He thinks mid.
Shanks burnt his flash.
He thinks mid's going to need a lot of help.
Less summoners overall.
Yeah, because Tarzan is going to shrimp on these 2v2, on these fucking top lane and mid lane.
Doggo with pinpoint accuracy on that Ezreal.
And 2v2 for AL should be good.
If you're Kyle, Doggo had to use his one and only health pot, and you have 2. So you're kind of okay with that trade, especially if you can get towards the level 2 first.
All right, Salazard already. Good stuff. Maybe a 3-1.
Look at the push in the bot side of the map. Shanks.
Oh, dear.
He's bullying out
Bro, he's just auto-ranging.
Normally the Orianna has the advantage early on because...
Yeah, because not all Annies just walk up and auto.
Increases the cooldown, you don't get that cooldown
but he's got to space it. If Honky just stands his ground and distance, there should be better trades, right?
And normally you have that slight range advantage, so you can just kind of...
Remember Annie's range was even longer than this in the past? Remember her range was like 50 bigger than this. That was disgusting.
Getting the push in this matchup, and right now AL just kind of have 3 pushing lanes. The Lee Sin is going to be pathing towards the top side of the map, I imagine, to assist with Flandre, making sure that he gets that push underneath the tower.
All it takes for CFO to win this game is Tarzan not running amok.
Make things very difficult.
Wow.
Meanwhile, we do have to give congratulations
100
to
international.
His 100th international game.
Wow, that's huge. Didn't Faker get 200
when you consider
international something?
Kyle going in here, Shadowing Strike going
down. Oh, it was 200 wins,
wasn't
it? 200 wins.
Kaiwing and the teams he's been on don't often make it too far.
Rocky, I want you to look behind you. Look behind you. Look who it is. Look who it is.
To make it 102 by the end of the day.
Certainly would.
But AL have other plans. He swears too much.
Yeah, he's a naughty boy.
Both of them going to get their respective
swears too much.
Speaking of the junglers, Tarzan.
Nice mountain view behind me. No, you think you're in a fucking penthouse.
The early game performances of AL. Of course, when we think back to last game, a lot of early ganks were happening, but you kind of look at the advantages that he's been able to build for himself throughout this series has been monstrous, and that K+8 at 14, averaging 3 throughout this series.
Wave will meet.
And you think
That's
about
it.
in the last
Trundle
game,
coming down.
Pale
walked up.
As well.
Good pillar here, but
maybe
Kyle
he thought
holds on to the crash down, so he's able to jump over it afterwards.
Because if you pillar mid crash down, you just get stuck, right?
Down towards this bottom side, but
or it stops you mid animation.
Just shadowing his bot lane, yet to recall, whereas Tarzan has and is already back out on the map doing.
Trying to feint that he's there.
His razor beaks and pathing down towards bot.
And this is part of the thing that he does. His pathing is always very smart and calculated. He's always about maximizing and efficiency when it comes to that jungle clear.
No ward. Doggo's going for tri-brush ward. Oh, it's going to see him. It's going to see him.
Ahead of his jungle counterpart, covering the bot side of the map. I don't know if he needs to force something. I think you can just go get the Krogs.
He got seen. That timing was unlucky. He could have probably hit Doggo.
Just as the Krogs
chunked him out, forced a reset.
So small gold lead already built up for AL. Nothing too significant for the time being, but this bot wave in a very comfortable spot for Hope and Kyle.
Yeah, they'll be very happy just holding it here for as long as possible. Obviously, Ezreal can eventually push it in with those Mystic shots. Tarzan is still covering here as Kyle might look for the mount up flip onto Kaiwing. Doesn't find it. And there's the back coming out from Tarzan. He'll path back out towards his top side and start clearing through his jungle once again.
Hi, SKT. Oh, yeah, chat, that's it. I deserve a nice lie down, hey.
Really? Does it?
We're 5 minutes in and no one has a 1,000 gold lead.
Why did that just flip?
Still keeping my eyes
Why
on
did it
these
go down?
junglers, though. I feel like
Hello.
we talked about it in draft. We've got Kadril comment on it as well. This mid lane matchup's going to be super important. This is more of what we expect in a matchup. Honku utilizing his range to chip away Shanks' HP.
Give me a little bit of
After the back,
leverage.
he's feeling a lot more confident in that matchup now. The wave state's in a really good position for him. He could just keep doing exactly what you're seeing.
What are you
Slowly
doing?
but surely chip away at that HP bar. Now he's got
Why
level
can't you
6.
just
He's
stay?
kill range. But the level 6 is going to be ticked over by
Why can't you
Shanks,
stay?
popping the E as well. That extra bit of shielding. And the mana is a little too low, I think, for Honku to actually threaten a kill.
I don't know.
Both of them going to have their flashes coming back up at the same time as Kaiwing
Since you
tries
guys
to hold
mainly
the wave
you have
here.
enjoyed the series,
Won't be able
well,
to do so.
yeah, he used them really well this
wisely
series.
back away, not really forcing for that plate. Want to get their recall off to match the fact.
I mean,
that
I wanted AL to win because of my pick'ems, also because I think AL are really good and they would fucking.
We'll see if Hope can get a slight advantage.
They would expose CFO.
Tarzan shadows mid lane.
CFO's been great though.
Shanks flashes in and
They have
lands
been
that
great.
Tibbers with the stun up. There's the shockwave.
Oh!
Honku flashes away well.
He still got hit. What a baller.
And just to avoid the
Shockwave was
song.
perfect timing.
Really well done.
My
But
goodness.
Honku
I
having
feel
to
like he had
flash.
to have been anticipating something. The way that Shanks was playing the lane there,
What's more
it's
worth?
definitely very suspicious
Tibba
from
still
Honku's
up.
perspective.
Ginger
He
was
can
also in the
he
river,
can't TP back.
so perhaps they had seen Tarzan pathing around that point, or Ginger just expected Tarzan to be nearby. Really well done by Honku to avoid the pressure from that mid lane, but it does mean both their flashes are down once again, and a Trundle gank onto an Annie, or a Lee Sin gank onto an Orianna.
Flandre's here.
And Kyle has a flank position. Ginger still on that dragon. Tarzan looking for the steal. Flandre is going to join in. Honku coming in from the side. Doesn't have that shockwave, but does have enough pressure to force Flandre and Tarzan.
Donut Kebab Brom zoning.
There's the crash down
AL
as well.
crashed down and
Ginger's gonna
missed.
land the smite, hits level 6 off it.
Okay,
Look for the subject,
flash.
flashes away from the sonic wave. Flandre with the needle works.
Doggo's
Only
just
goes into
going
the
to wait to
unbreakables.
E.
Doggo begins
You
to
might
open
want to
up on
re-engage.
and
Kyle.
Good shadowing
Cleanse.
strikes, cleansed away by
He's
Doggo,
dead,
but Kyle
right?
has to flash himself. Doggo with the
Doggo
lethal
rooted.
tempo, gets
Bro,
first
what
blood.
the fuck?
Hope flashes away,
Bro,
but it's
Kyle,
met by the
come on,
Winter's
man.
Light
I thought your role's so
beforehand.
much better.
I don't think he's going
Hope
to
is dead.
escape this. Another auto attack would
Hope
be
is
enough.
dead.
There's another Winter's Bite. And Honku will be gifted the kill. Good play caller back from
Wow,
Hope.
okay.
Honku gets on the board.
AL fighting afterwards. They lost Dragon. They lost everything. That was just bad from AL.
That's the
That
first
was
step
bad.
of this whole process, because Shanks, after committing his flash, means that he's not really able to get involved in the play. He also
spoke
went to
some
the
English.
top side
Bro,
for
that
as
guy was
Flandre
fucking
rotates
teaching me
down.
Latin, I
The
think.
re-arrival of Honku means that AL are fighting this fight on two
Look at
different
this.
fronts. Tarzan has already been forced
Missed.
to use his W. It's
Look at
hard
this.
for him to get back into the fight, and
He
the
hit
engage
Junja.
comes through from Kyle. But CFO wisely,
need to heal
they
off
just
Dragon now.
hold their ground. Junja is forced to flash out of the fight, but Doggo,
Bro,
he
Flanders-
again just
Flanders
isn't
was down.
afraid.
And I
Pops
don't
the
think
claims,
Nah
turns
was.
his attention
Nah's
onto
not
Kyle,
here. I
lands
can't
that
see
last
minimap
auto
because we're
attack,
seeing a
and
picture-in-picture for some
Tarzan and
reason.
Flandre can't do anything to assist. They get 2 kills, they secure the dragon. Strong
Crowd is
position
cheering
to
for
be in
CFO.
Right off the bat.
The thing for Doggo is you've just
But
seen
they won't be
Crash
here
Down
for long.
and Shattering Strike
They
being
won't be here for
used.
long.
The Rel can't do anything to you after that. The only
Oh,
thing
we
you
forgot
have
to
to be
watch,
concerned about is the Zaya, so he gets a free chance just to walk up and join up with the rest of his team. Great stuff by CFO. Anyone's legend, though, will be able to pick up the grubs for themselves.
Efficiency on
Off
the
their reset timings. It's matching up into rest on that top lane. Hope and Kyle coming across just to make sure these grubs are securable. AL have got the first 2, and without Ginger in range, you have to think it will be 3. Good disintegrate there onto rest. He was looking for the knockback
AL get
because
triple grub.
Ginger was waiting just around the corner. It would have possibly been Shanks going down. No flash on him.
Oh, season.
Ginger with the pillar gets the slow. Good stun
Tibba.
into the Tibbers. Keeps Ginger at bay there from Shanks.
Bit of supportal combat in the mid lane as Kaiwing throws at the shield to mitigate the damage coming through from Hope. CFO being as proactive as they can be on the map.
Junja
Losing the grubs. Right now the focus is on
has to do a lot of work,
Expect
I
to
think.
see a readjustment of the lane assignments in the near future as the Dragon will be the next big point of contention.
They're going to
But
keep
for
playing
now,
off the back foot of
just a trade
Tarzan
back
wanting to
and
be
forth between the
proactive.
two
I mean, that's what
teams.
Trundle is. He's really good at
Towards
just
that
popping
next
up and
major
being
item.
fucking
Honku going
useless.
for the rower build.
2v2, really? They think they can win?
Seeing it so often on mid lane mages.
Wing unbreakable a little bit late there. Does still have the 6, so the Glacial Fissure a looming threat for Kai.
Really that much damage, which is nice for CFO.
You can see what Kai was meaning to do there. If you put the unbreakable, that
I think
shield
Annie
up,
versus Orianna at 2 spikes, at 2 items. I
to get the damage
normally
down,
prefer Ori. She's going Rod of Ages.
Get rooted and get damaged. Some good vision as
Probably
well
think,
for
yeah,
AL down
guys,
towards
we
this
can
bot side
scale,
river, which is
but
going to start
insides,
being cleared out.
The Gwen will.
Hongq getting the push in
Stop
the 1v1, but
Stop
it's
that.
behind on
Stop
CS2 Shanks, and I actually really like that lane assignment from AL. The fact they've said, okay, Gwen, you can deal with the Orianna, and we're actually going to make sure the Annie has an okay time into the Gnar.
Why is it so difficult?
Right now, it's
Stop
red
it.
at the bottom of our screens.
Sorry, I'm talking to my microphone.
Been farming well due to Flandre getting involved in that early dragon fight.
Talking to my
Shanks
microphone,
losing
chat.
out
Ignore me.
a little bit because Hongq did secure that
Do
first
anyway.
kill. Now this build from Hongq, Merc treads into the Rod of Ages, a lot of survivability, a lot of tankiness. Really helps when you've got kind of a wombo combo comp coming in at you from the other side. Problem is in terms of damage, it's a little bit slower on the scale side. So CFO got to be cautious about how they approach these early fights. The Trinity Force spike that they have on both Doggo and Junja is going to be a valuable asset to play around. But still, something that they'll have to bear in mind is that if they try to overforce with a build like this on Orianna, you're not going to have access to that high level of damage from your mid laner for a little while.
Well, the good thing for CFO is they did manage to take the first Drake, so if they want to give up the subsequent Drakes, they can wait a little while, right? It's 20 minutes before AL are fighting through a soul. CFO can play around it a little bit quicker. I will say CFO haven't really been a team to give up neutral objectives, so my expectation is they'll still look to try and fight around them, but for the moment they're very happy just farming up these lanes, trying to mismatch, trying to get Flandre a little bit behind. He's about 13 CS, 2 waves behind Rest right now. Who's having an okay time?
I'm going to talk to Fritz Box again after
this. But Shanks is farming up well himself, has the Ionian Boots of Lucidity. We've seen a lot of Annies going towards the Malignants first, just so you can get more of those AoE stuns down in fights.
Tarzan spotted on the mid wave.
What are we talking about?
Good vision coverage was invested by AL around the dragon. They've been able to retain one ward on that blue buff. Observer's just panning over it now. But CFO have used this window to immediately
I don't know what you're saying, bro. I don't know what you're saying. Bro, we're all freelancers.
And they saw Tarzan move up towards the top side.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's going to move
bro, we're all freelancers.
I think my big question over these next couple
of
minutes
is
how deadly is a Gwen or an Annie flank for CFO right now?
I don't know how to respond to that because that just doesn't make any sense to me.
There are 2 teleports that can get behind them. If they force for this dragon and AL decide they want to take the fight, that could be the deciding factor. The fact that that control ward still stands there and the teleport can come in.
Training force for Trundle.
And for Rest.
It's CFO's kind of scary right now.
And Ja.
Tarzan is nowhere to be seen. I don't think they're contesting this medic.
My real name is Ja.
As good as gone for CFO. A couple of pings coming out on it. Kyle did challenge the last Drake when perhaps he shouldn't have, and there's the
he wants it again. He wants it again.
Kyle and Hope
to try and play as slow as possible, but see if I bring the second dragon. This is a 5-man. Engage. Rest with ulti. Kyle's dead. Shockwave does its job. Need to work. Kind of annoying. Rest about to go mega. Hope is just trying to walk him in. This is just what the fuck are AL doing?
They force the fight and they lose out heavily.
What was the game plan here from AL? They were so late to the dragon. CFO saw the collapse coming in. They watched the TPs travel across the rift and onto that control ward. And then the coordination from AL seemed completely off. CFO happily pick up another kill. I think they even got 2 off the back of that.
I want Ja gone. I want the Ja gone. I want Ja.
Tarzan knows that the Braum is in the way. It does get the knockup onto the Orianna, but there's no follow through. Flandre's just being zoned away by Rest. Rest then gets a good ultimate off on the Shanks. Kyle drops. Shanks drops. And it's an easy dragon secure. A massive overforce from AL. Questionable decision-making from them that's put CFO in a great position here in this early game.
Early game, they're frying them.
2,000 gold, the Oysters lead.
AL played another comp with like one track of engage.
Completed just before that fight.
Maybe they're going to get punished
this time. 20 CS lead over the Gwen. It's about 800 gold ahead. And now with 2 dragons, CFO are the ones who can force the tempo of the game. They can make it so the AL have to fight them around the
Well,
next couple
if
of
this
dragons.
is a CFO,
Otherwise,
oh my god,
you're looking down a
if
soul
this is
point,
a
and it's
CFO
mountain
win,
soul as well. And when you have a burst composition, you really don't want to be looking at a mountain.
it's going to
soul.
come
So
out
that
of
extra shielding
it's going to come out of
makes it
early game,
so hard for you to actually get your damage to sit.
and CFO will just casually snowball this game, and then AL will lose all fights.
Tab, and I see 3 Trinity forces on the other side. I'm like, that's an interesting state to be in. 14.5 minutes into the game.
Suboptimal, I believe, is the phrasing.
I mean, it's not that AL haven't got items of their own, but Trinity Force, I feel, is just such a good spike for so many of the champions that play it. And it makes this Herald...
Do you think we have a series on our hands now?
Not
yet.
I think
Just
that
hold.
They should feel confident trying to fight this.
Just hold.
The TP available for Hongq means he can join at any time. Doggo staying in mid lane to help get push, and Ginger there to cover. Meanwhile, Firewing clearing out that vision on the river. The proper steps being taken by CFO. They will spot out that ward by AL. And now it's just Rest. It's a bit isolated from his team. AL threatening a trap. Will Rest fall for it?
CFO sense something up here, don't they? They haven't seen Tarzan or Shanks for a little while. Rest almost has that rage bar fully stacked.
He's about to go mega.
Back away as they see Kaiwing.
AL, are we thinking through the steps?
Towards that tri-bush. AL had a little bit of vision up towards the top side, but they're going to lose it. Doggo, Shattering Strike, Tarzan
they found him
as well with that Sonic Wave.
Tarzan
looks for the Dragon's Rage, but Doggo jumps away.
The kicks are disengaged. Flash, E wants to get out. Ginger's already ulted him.
She looks to join the fight.
Doggo had E, and the rest of the team were not that far away. I think they kind of overestimated how far Doggo was separated.
AL still take this fight on.
They got his double
thumbs.
thumbs.
There's no vision behind the pit if you can find a flank position, but Tarzan's low.
3 ultis down for 1 ulti down. AL this time, maybe the fight's better.
Shanks is in a position looking for it. Flandre goes over the wall.
Flandre's stacking.
To the back of the pit. Tarzan looking for the Sonic
They got
wave.
it. There's Tibbers, 3-man Tibbers. Shockwave, only on the KL. Where's the damage? Where's the damage? On the Ginger. Hongq maybe expose himself at this. Shanks trying to get the kill.
Is on the wrong side of this wall, but does still have a flash.
Sonic Wave, Tarzan.
Doggo putting some damage in with those mystic shots.
Or they lost Herald. They traded 1 for 1.
1 for 1 and a Herald. I don't think CFO is too
upset about that. CFO are chilling in this game.
Around the Annie ultimate well.
AL just don't have damage.
So low at the start of that fight. They did some
Annie just doesn't, like, Annie would just build Malignant. It takes like fucking 3-4 items where you one-shot. Look at this, look. Here's the burst, ready?
They tried to get into the pit. Boom.
Boom. Half HP. That's it, that's it. That's it.
Shockwave in response only connects on
Where's the rest of the damage? Oh, Brom's in the way.
Blocking so much damage in the front to back. It feels like CFO feel way more comfortable. And while there's an exchange of...
No, look at that out of your mouth. Get that out of your head.
So I don't think CFO
and he's such a bait pick as well.
Even with a great start
coming out
from Shanks, it wasn't enough for AL. They just didn't have the damage follow-up. They couldn't close that gap quickly enough. Good shockwave as well from Hongq
Malignance
to
is
distract the backline.
I need to look up Maligma.
That looming threat. Rodovage is 5 stacks on it now for Hongq, halfway to getting that extra level.
Yeah, I mean, that
I need to look it up. I need to look it up.
It only connected onto 1 rather, but the zone.
2700, 85 AP, ability haste, 600 mana.
All right, we take stock, and it's a 2k gold lead for CFO.
What's its gold efficiency?
In such a good position, and with the dragon spawning in 10 seconds.
It's 113% gold efficient.
The vision already being set up. Tarzan on the top side of the map again. Not really in a position to contest. AL.
And that's without its
I'm aware.
Every time you've said it.
That's without its passive.
I'm just saying that right now in terms of the map state, AL's not a good position to contest this objective.
Then you get ultimate haste.
Yeah, they're probably going to try and force their way in anyway.
Reduces the MR by 10, 3 per target.
Shanks has the teleports. He can get down
per target.
Rest has one of his own.
Well, here we go again.
Drake started for CFO.
No 3-0. Let's see. This should be a 3. This should be a CFO win, right?
Look to take the fight. Hongq.
It seems very hard for Tarzan to function on this Lee Sin.
Flandre snips away the control ward. AL trying to gain some purchase on the river right now, but Rest is still in the top lane, building up that Mega Gnar bar. It's about to go Mega as we see the catch onto Kaiwing. Even with the Tibbers, it takes them an absolute age to kill him.
Oh, Doggo out.
The one to Doggo is good, forcing him to Arcane.
Okay, good pick, good pick.
Wow. Into the fight, and that might be AL managing to get.
He was so cocky because CFO have been walking up every fight.
The decision making there from Kaiwing. Face checking into a brush when the rest of your team just isn't in the river. Hongq now
still here.
Doesn't have flash here
as
well.
Shockwave is still here. Oh my god, CFO crumbling. This should be a free game. Just scale, play around your ult timers. Your 5v5 is so much stronger. You got early objectives, you got Herald. You can charge mid, they're going to TP with Kaiwing. Next turret, nice. But then there's always the angle that they can play. Kaiwing, do not TP to die.
forces Tarzan to be a bit more cautious. Rest still pushing in top. It's going to be
This
matched
Zaya
by
is scaling
Shakes.
this.
Okay.
He's
Oh,
Rest.
it's a collapse possibility. Rest does have that Gnar up. Gets the wallop, gets the stun onto Kyle. The Gnar
That's
back
a Gnar
shadow strike
ulti.
still's
Crashed
gonna
it.
connect
Oi!
with a good jump.
In the
And
night.
they switch places. It's a merry-go-round
Sonic
here
Wave,
as
Smite.
Rest looks for another
They're
wallop.
going for
Flandre
Junja
caught
bot.
out a little bit
Rest
by
is just
Junja down
isolated.
towards
Oi,
the bottom
Flash
side.
is out.
Doesn't have the flash,
Flandre,
so he
meanwhile,
goes
is not
fast
out.
escapes, and Flandre now needs to be careful, but I
He's
don't
dead.
think he'll escape the clutches
And
of
they'll get bot
CFO.
turret.
Kaiwing tanks a couple of tower shots as well to make sure they take their third
CFO
tower
is still
of the
leading,
game.
still
So
leading good. They
CFO
can't start out of
losing
off this
a bit
though.
of control, but then they find a pick on the bot side and quickly convert it into a tower.
Cousins
Now
is
that's
moving down.
3 out of towers
Hail,
the
bro.
advantage for CFO.
Flandre.
AL, I feel like all they're doing is punishing the positioning mistakes from CFO right now, and CFO have to be a lot more respectful, even though they have
Chat,
the
one
gold
day,
lead, even though they should
I'm
be
going to
playing
cast
with
Flandre
confidence.
on
You
a
can't
big
just
stage again.
disrespect AL
And I'm
like
going to
that.
let out the biggest
They're a team
howdly
that when you
doodly
are out of
you've ever
position
heard.
are very
He's going to
quick
flank on
collapse.
Aatrox or something.
And they have the tools
And I'm
to
going to
do
say,
so.
oh,
Solid
howdily
into Dragon's
doodly,
Rage,
neighborito.
Tibbers,
That's going to be the call.
Magnet Storm as well. If you are
That's gonna
on
be
your
my
lonesome,
big
or
call.
Even if there's only a couple of you and you don't have the Braum there to protect you and you don't have a Mega Gnar who can disengage the fight for you, it can be really tricky here for CFO. They do still have, though, this substantial gold lead. 2k ahead, 2 Drakes to
Deal,
0.
good.
They managed to pick up the feats.
But that's what
as
I want to hear.
Hongyu will just stop Kyo's back here.
Kyle
Shotgun
again.
bringing him back.
He just
Kyle will look for the
remounted.
Winter's Bite.
He
Kyle
is
remounts
dead.
to try and get a bit of extra movement speed.
Kyle
Will
having a
land the
shock
Shadowing
up, maybe,
Strike,
maybe.
and
Oh my god, it's a
Honkyu's
bait.
out of position, and we talked
Honky still
about
gets a
it.
kill.
You can't be 2v3. Honky trying to escape, but Tarzan's going to chase
He's
him
out.
down. Flandre has the
He's
flank
dead.
position here as Rest
Look at
TP'd
Flandre
in.
taking on the
Flandre
world.
needs to get out because the rest of CFO
No,
are
but
going
Rest
to
doesn't have
collapse.
ulti.
Snip,
What a
snip,
flash
the
from
gold
Hope.
lead works. It's 2.
They're
But
not playing
anyone's
around these ulti, and
legend.
they're getting
Just
caught one
like
by
that,
one.
The game swings the pendulum in favor
I mean,
of
to be
AL.
fair, that was
Doggo
very good.
across the wall, lands a mystic shot, but doesn't hit with
That
the
was
essence
really
spots.
good from AL.
Two-shot
Like,
barrage not available to
they're
him. Tibbers
using
here
this
to
Lee
tank the
Sin a
outcome
lot
little
better
bit.
now coming
Will
into
chase
mid-game.
off Doggo.
No
AL,
steal. There's so much
they're
true
doing
damage.
it
There's so much
safely.
burst.
Junja can still look for the steal,
The
doesn't
feathers
have
are
the
all
flash,
out.
has the
Junja can't
smite.
walk in. If Junja
The
walks in, he
step forward
dies.
here,
Junja
Hannah
walks in, he
missed
dies.
it.
Right.
Junja's in,
Oh my god, he
and
stole it,
steals
but he's still
away.
dead. He's still dead.
Feathers
The
storm
feathers?
comes
No,
out,
no.
but
Wait,
Doggo
true
finds
shot barrage. Oh my god,
Doggo
Doggo.
with the
Ow,
two-shot
ow, ow, ow.
barrage.
What?
Triple.
What?
It's a quadra, and Doggo is barking.
I
Doggo just pops off in the team fight. You could tell that AL was very wary of his positioning.
Whoa,
and they used
whoa,
the
whoa,
Tibbers to
whoa,
try
whoa,
and
whoa.
zone away him
Tiba.
from landing that Q poke. But he still finds
How?
an angle.
How?
Junja finds the steal.
What a
And
save
while
from
CFO was
Junja.
getting caught, they were
What a
making
save from
mistakes
Junja and
of when
Doggo.
They were giving the game over to AL. Just like that, Doggo comes in clutch. Keep your eyes on his position.
Oh my god, he's angling.
On the right flank. He's
How does
connecting
Junja
Q
steal
to
this?
The pillar, making it very difficult for AL
Feathers.
to escape as well. Hope really has nowhere to go. The smite at just the right time. Yes, they do lose Kaiwing, but
Oh my god, he
Doggo
true
with
shot
just
barrage. Dude, Doggo.
perfect precision.
Holy, hit everything. That's elk. Oh my god, big.
With the crowd behind him. Doggo
Did he just howl?
absolutely popping
Did he
off.
just howl?
It's been an MSI to remember for him.
Bro, if Doggo's
his
playing chat, we need to bark. Like, the
Miserable
crowd needs to
time
bark.
in the LPL now,
No.
showing up for the LCP.
No,
Dragon's Rage kick back
Rest,
onto Rest here. Doesn't have the
no.
flash. Has no chance of
Okay.
surviving. AL once again
Get
will
played for
punish.
picks. We
the
know
bit of
that. We don't
over-eagerness
want to get
from the
picked.
CFO top laner.
CFO need to be way more careful. They keep getting caught.
Yeah, like that.
They have a good gold lead right now, but these mistakes can
Like a cat.
quickly cost you so much. We've seen how ruthless AL can be. They're in a fantastic spot.
Get the soul. See if
to
I get the
secure
soul.
this
I
game.
believe in this game. Get the soul.
Now just need to hold on to this
Get the
control.
soul, and what do they
Dragon
do?
spawning 40 seconds. That top tower really
How
can't
strong
be
is the
defended.
Zaya?
AL make their way into the top side jungle.
Two
Now
items.
again, I will say,
Doggo, almost 3.
positioning-wise, AL not in a good position to contest.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're giving this one.
They're really good vision control. They've invested their
Bro,
vision on the top
this map.
side. They have the push up here as well with 20 seconds
CFO,
left.
give us CFO. Take it away.
AL shouldn't be able to challenge this dragon. Shouldn't, in
Yes.
quotation marks.
But they have TP and Flandre's
I would be
bot.
surprised if they do.
They're going
even
to
after
contest
what we've
it.
seen so far in this game. Because CFO not only have a 3.6 thousand gold lead, they also have 2,500 gold worth of petals from that other card. 29 to 9. That is a hefty chunk of change to be ahead because of the adaptive force it's given you. And you can see AL, for once, go along with our expectations. They back away. They'll get some vision towards the red side jungle of CFO. who put themselves on
Soul point
with that Mountain Dragon.
CFO win con set up nicely.
But now
they just need to get a Mega Gnar with Orianna combo, and Doggo will do the rest for them. If Hope survives, if the burst leads to a long team fight with Flandre and Hope, I don't care how far behind they are. I think this team can fry them. I think this team can fry them. Chat, tell Nightbot to get spammed. Chill, chat, time out Nightbot.
Who has that Triforce and the Dead Man's Plate for a little
What is
bit
that
of
big
extra
worm,
chase
that
potential.
parasite?
Shanks will get the stun onto Kaiwing here, but Kaiwing with the Mercury
Shanks does no
and the
damage.
rocket and a Kindle Gem is not the target you really want to burst down.
CFO need to play calmly now for the next
Tarzan
4
is
minutes.
annoying. 6 out of 7 KP, by the way.
Items looking strong. Doggo, I wonder if he has enough gold to actually buy an upgrade right now. He is where a lot of the gold.
I don't know if
advantages
Annie's a
sit
bait
on.
pick.
There it is. Spear of Sojin completed for him. Ginger is the other
at Nightbot,
big
that'll tell it.
strength for
That'll
CFO
show
right
it.
now, and I mean it makes sense. You look back at that last Adakan fight, and it was these two that came up clutch. Honorable mention to Kaiwing as well, doing what he could considering his HP. CFO get the push over the mid wave. Top wave also pushed in, this will give him an opportunity to start moving some vision control into the top side jungle. Rest very separated from the rest of his team. He doesn't really have anywhere he can go on the map. Obviously that bot wave is far too deep onto AL's side of the map. Means that he's looking to move up with his team. Kyle needs to be careful.
Can get close enough to the wall to crash down over it. Kaiwing knocked back with the blast cone, but Hale don't really want to engage on the Braum. For CFO,
Doggo's
it's kind
positioning.
of a waiting game. If someone oversteps,
look at Kyle.
you
Kyle
can
wants to
look
engage.
and then go for the Baron, but
Doggo there.
3 minutes from now is what you are looking at. Get yourself that Mountain.
Hope will have Infinity Edge. Hope will have Infinity Edge for the fight. I think Ezreal's peak is now.
It's Infinity Edge by then. He already has the BF sword and the pickaxe. Shanks on his way towards his Leandries
Tarzan
as
is just
well.
going to pull out an
The
insane
Malignance
kick,
and
isn't he?
the Bloodletter's Curse complete.
Oh, it's tense, chat. It's nails. CFO are going to be eliminated if they lose this game. It is nailing time.
Oh my God.
Holy fucking
Hope.
He does have ulti, but he's dead. Bro, he just got walked down. He has flash. He just didn't want to flash. Tarzan flashed from the shockwave. Shanks is TPing because they're like, we're going to...
But Doggo didn't invest anything into that. It was purely
Bro, Hope just got walked down.
Solo bolo. Doggo with the assassination
Holy
on
bro.
Hope. And AL may be losing all hope in this game as the Baron now started off by CFO.
I think Hope that was just a big throw.
Teleport, but will AL look for this? Tarzan hits the Sonic Wave onto Honkyu, gets vision of the Baron, jumps away.
Trying, like, what can you do? Kick away.
He has to kick back Ginger.
Kyle getting rest, but rest just went into ulti. Flandre just teleported into an ulti Gnar. Tarzan's dead. Maybe rest gets solid. Honkyu's coming to help. True damage. Good kite. And Shanks is dead. Their health bars are a little bit low for Baron now, though. But Trundle can heal. He can tank.
Godlike. A CFO rack up the kills.
He can tank.
With the Baron
He
in
can
their
tank.
sights, there's no jungler to smite
Early
steal
smite
it away.
first. Second smite coming. No TP.
Solid
That's
game
Baron. That's probably
3
GG.
from CFO with just a standout performance from the man on your screen, Doggo, carrying so many fights, making amazing plays.
Bro, Hope don't get run down again, yeah?
CFO alive at MSI.
Alright, chat. Yo, it's
the Baron is secure.
Dude, AL look dizzy this game. I don't know what they're doing.
How disappointing Doggo was when he was in the LPL.
Yep.
He came in with such hype, such expectation, and then struggled so much
One
to do
pentakill.
anything. Now back in the LCP, he is showing they are not. He's not only a player to be feared, but they're a region to be feared here as they fight back against AL. We'll have another look at this. Tarzan and Shanks just trying to find something, but Ginger just have so much damage in the chase.
I love that Ginger just turns his attention on the Tarzan and says, you know what, let's just kill the jungler, why not?
Doggo did flash cleanse.
To escape from Shanks.
So soul fight, Doggo has no flash cleanse.
Realizing that, hey, if I can at very least kill Doggo, maybe they can't do the Baron, but that
so
man
Doggo
has
may be
protection.
exposed.
And they find another kill.
He has
Now,
QSS
Dragon,
though.
20 seconds away.
Oh dear.
CFO should be able to pick up the soul from this. And AL, a very muted game
Infinity
from them.
Edge.
They've really only been able to punish the mistakes that we've been seeing from CFO. But Doggo has been there.
Oh dear lord.
he
Okay,
is
the
so
fight might be done
strong.
maybe. Kyle,
This
if
Ezra
you get
speaks
poked out
no
again.
English. It's absolutely absurd how much damage he's doing, how he's weaving in all of those spells. Has
He
the
said it.
QSS now as
He
well,
said it.
if he is ever caught. by a
Kyle, good
shattering
sidestep.
strike. Or by the
Rest,
Tibbers.
zoning.
Rest here with a good
Ulti.
one. Nav into the
Flash,
wall as well.
Honku,
Honku
flash.
flashing forward, the shockwave. Doesn't click Kyle as he
Oh, the
jumps away.
steps, the steps.
AL might see that as their opportunity to go for the engage, but Kaio's still half HP and CFO.
Is
still
it
very
worth?
healthy,
No
just
shockwave.
sitting on the
Tarzan.
cliff right now. Sonic Wave from Tarzan goes between the uprights. Kai Wing on the
Oh,
front.
oh, we're skipping. Simmer down, simmer down.
HP, down to 5
Is it
now
worth it
as
for the
Tarzan tries
zoning?
to get
Sonic
into the
Wave,
pit.
True Shot Barrage,
True Shot Barrage
misses.
just behind him. Tarzan's
If it's
still
Sonic Wave,
finding
Sonic Wave.
a way to get in here.
Oh,
Sonic
okay,
Wave
they got
gets
Mountain
it
Salt.
too little, too late.
They
Soul
missed
secured in the
everything, but
crisis
because
mode
I
of
think the
game
comp is just
for
better in a
CFO.
5v5 setting, they're fine. They're also so ahead.
CFO just leveraging their
Kyle.
range, their zone control, their poke. Ginger, he's not afraid of anything.
Look at the turn.
From Ginger, they turn around, not
They got
taking
no
the man,
ultis. They got no
Storm
ultis.
again,
They're
but
fighting with no
Tibbers,
ultis.
they'll get the
Look at
kill.
Tarzan.
looking for a flank
He's
here, has
spotted.
that Dragon's Rage, but
That's
can't
one
find
for
an
Baron.
avenue to approach.
One for
CFO
Baron
still
Dragon.
with the Baron for 40 seconds. That's about one more wave
I think got
worth
Baron
of
edge.
pushing
Yeah, you know what I'm
time.
saying? My brain's not working.
I wonder if they're going to keep going with this. Tarzan's going to go and catch mid-wave to make the siege that much harder. Orianna's shockwave is about to come off cooldown, and AL hold the line for now. Tarzan, he's got a retreat.
Sidestep, nice.
Has to get
He's
away
dead,
from
though.
Rest here. The Hyper Dragon's Rage has to be invested. Rest would have the chase potential with that extra movement speed.
Oh my god.
And now for AL, it's all hands to the pumps. How do you extricate yourself from a situation like this? 5,000 gold behind. You don't have a Skarner to hit a 3-man impale.
Tarzan
Has to be
needs
something
a
pretty
beautiful
darn special
kick.
here from anyone's legend.
Reverse sweep,
feel like
Rage.
CFO with the lead they have, they don't need to slow this game down. On
Yeah,
the one
any
hand, you
cooldown
could
on
argue
anyone
they
else.
just
I
wait
mean,
for Baron,
Doggo,
but
as
I
long as
really don't
Doggo's
think they
alive,
need to.
you're
They
right.
don't have to allow AL to have more time to maybe complete that extra item. Instead, they should just get back out onto the map, leverage the fact that Doggo is doing
I think
so
Hope needs a BT
much
fourth.
damage. Sit underneath that tower, poke away at AL's HP bars, play through 2 lanes, and eventually you'll be able to crack into the base. I feel like it's simply a matter of time.
They might just be waiting for Doggo's flash to be back up before they really push for any sort of major advantage. Especially with Flandre actually being quite big on this Gwen, almost has that Rabadon's complete. The risk is, if the Gwen is on the back line, if Doggo gets CC'd 3 times because he has a cleanse and a Mercurial Scimitar, then perhaps Flandre can
I'm
gobble
trying.
him up
I'm
and
trying.
snip him down.
I'm
But
trying.
for the moment, CFO
Give me fights. I need fights.
splitting
Alert.
between
Alert
these 2
me.
lanes.
Me
Rest is
alert.
going down towards that bottom side. Baron buff obviously has expired, so
Goodbye,
they don't have
Celestial
those
Blessing.
enhanced minions to help them with the push. Killer
Shanks.
down onto Shanks, who does
Okay,
have flash
Tibber.
but doesn't need it. Uses the Tibbers to dissuade CFO from advancing any further.
I mean, Shanks just did no damage. The
Any
Mountain Soul plus the
shadows.
high HP, the resistances, he is not really melting
Lock
anyone.
him.
Sure, Honky's
Any of
getting
them.
a little bit low.
Any
Now
of
the
them.
burst is gone,
Shockwave.
Shockwave connects, chunking out Shanks.
He will survive. Next wave a
It's
little
like a
way
very
down. TP.
sad, slow
Flandre
loss.
going in.
Yeah,
AL
but
have
Shanks
called
just
their
used
moment for the
Tibbers.
fight. Shanks is
You
going to
think?
recall and then TP back in. Counter
Sonic
TP
Wave
coming out
connected.
from Rest as Flandre puts the
Really?
needle through
We
Honky,
think
but just
TP
doesn't have
response?
the damage. Backs away. Counter
Another
TP there for
TP?
Shanks, but now he's all on his low.
Okay,
Tarzan
again?
going in. There's the stun. Tarzan
We're gonna
dashes
get
back
Doggo.
with the IO,
Rest no
trying to
mega, but
survive.
they
Getting
Doggo
tired.
is just gonna
Kai
fry
Al
us
can't
all.
do it. True shot barrage out as Doggo and
GG.
Honky will secure that kill. Ginger follows up with
Oh
another
my
one.
god, they're just
Rest
stretching
chasing
so
Shanks down
hard.
towards the bottom side. He's got a stun lined up, but Rest is just trying to keep AL from defending their tower. Doggo dashing
I
forward.
mean, what do you do?
Flandre
Doggo
trying
did
to snap
flash
through
in.
him. The blades
Doggo
come
did
back
flash
with
into that.
Storm, and Doggo still
Hey, he's still alive.
Flandre
It's
and
egregious
Honky
some of the stuff
have that
CFO were
same
doing, but they're so
luxury.
far ahead it doesn't
Shanks
matter.
will join his team in the afterlife as these oysters
Okay,
are
CFO with the
flying
game.
high.
CFO with the
It's a
game.
5 for
Can they
nothing
do another?
ace. CFO set their sights
Holy,
on the
it's not
Nexus,
done yet.
and they're looking to keep their hopes
AL,
alive here at MSI.
I don't know. How's the draft gonna look?
CFO proving the comeback in game 2 was not.
How?
His path, they were
Show me damage.
tried. Started with
Show me damage.
8 contest,
Doggo, yeah, he did a bit.
and I
Shanks just kept
It's
trying
gonna
to
be
find, just kept setting up, but like
really
Tarzan on that Lee
well.
Sin.
Shooting
I think they needed an early
Oh.
lead and he just didn't do anything.
through that.
Tabe is whipping him.
Sacking the top wave, but they
But
didn't want
Tarzan,
that top
eat a fucking banana, he says.
Kyle.
Bro, eat the
hole,
bottom of
and
your
Gwen,
banana.
you
Look at
scale
him.
Better. Just you should be pretty happy fighting for a 3rd drag.
Eat it.
Case we have seen Driver, we have seen
Why are
Rest.
you dancing at me?
What are we looking at? What kind of matchups can we
Let's take some of
expect?
these.
Yeah, let's
Okay.
take
The
them
York
off.
is TV here.
Flandre surprised us.
One wants to contest 4. There.
think
Sign will be big pick in game 4. True. Let's go. Let's go game fault. Let's go game fault. Why am I so short today? Why am I so short? Can I not be short? Can you make me not short? 3-0. I'm telling you, it could have been 3-0. The fucking AL, they were clumsy in that game. They were clumsy. Good chat, thanks for being here. I'm sorry I'm low energy. I'm sorry, low energy. I had a drink with my friend last night. Obviously didn't sleep right. I had to get up early for baby.
In their play,
I'm here ready to have a snooze.
They are pushing teams like many have been.
Game 2 was almost CFO true. It could have been a 2-1.
They still only have one game under their belt. We have to push aside the ifs, the what ifs, the maybes, the could
French
haves.
people love oysters.
Position.
True.
They need to find another win. They've
True, they do. And Australians love oysters.
And they're going to move to the red
Pantheon
side once again.
Incoming.
They're going to look to try and give him that counter pick.
Red side with 100% win rate in this series. AL won 2 games on it. CFO.
Chat, I'm going to close my eyes to this draft, and you're going to wake me up.
Blue side.
I want to be surprised.
And now CFO once again on the red. Caitlyn and Victor bans. Last time we saw Caitlyn, Leona, Nocturne from AL when they're on the blue side. Vi already removed. We've commonly seen the Pantheon and the Varus taken away by CFO on red.
Medic, take me there, take me there.
Okay, we are getting very deep into these pools now. This is where some of the crazy stuff starts to come out. Of course, Vi and Pantheon, just 2 very strong junglers on the patch. Of course, you want to take those away. That just makes the jungle pool that much closer. The Scion's still going to be removed, even though it's rest. K'Sante is the champion you've got to be cautious of against rest. He didn't bring it out in the last game, but with Gwen gone, I mean, Jax would immediately be the champion you think about as a solo.
Renekton, you can run into it. Renekton.
As well. The CFO fans coming out in force.
And loud voice here as
Renekton.
Well. When CFO was starting to bounce back
Renekton.
in that game, you could hear the audience here. Really an ignited electricity amongst them. Same bans for CFO as they'll get rid of the Varus as their final ban. Nocturne let through alongside the Leona from anyone's legend. Jace is their first pick.
Okay. I'm going to throw
Andre Jace is crazy.
Malphite is an option.
It is, actually.
Now, the thing that I don't like Ornn, do you remember...
you're just counter-picking yourself.
MSI, it was awful.
You're just...
Doran, yeah.
Bro, you're just counter-picking yourself.
Like twice.
Well,
you're just counter-picking yourself.
And he leveled up the wrong abilities, according to Ornn players that I have talked to about it. Right. So it would be a surprise if we see the Ornn again.
Is
Definitely
Ornn meant to be a counter to Jace? It's not right. It can't be.
Now in that same series, I don't know if you guys
Malphite
remember
can Q trade and run away with Comet.
He's very comfortable on the pick.
Aurora Malphite is nice. You could go Aurora top.
Like Malphite, Shen is also a possibility. K'Sante I think is also fine. Like obviously rough early, but he will get to a point where he's just I'm K'Sante. Yep. So.
Chat, we're going to change angles. Ornn is for team fights, yeah, as always.
So much AoE already coming out from them with the Between Worlds and the Cataclysm. Leona is available as well if you want to add a Solar Flare on top of that.
True, with Braum and
Alistair chat, I'm too comfy,
like,
it might happen.
It would be Rakan into Leona, which is fine. Ooh, Silas for Shanks. I do like this for him.
But that Aurora can go top. And then they could go Syndra for CFO.
Like this,
Syndra Jarvan.
Serious work. Of course, the matchup is rough early on. But
Syndra Jarvan.
A couple of good ganks can very much change the dynamics.
Lulu is open.
Their AD carry. Now Tom Kench. Oh,
but
nope,
Blitzcrank
they're just going
is also
to the
over.
All right.
Silas, they can play range mid.
Ban here for CFO to make sure they can actually get on that back
Bro,
line.
you know what they could also do?
They
could run a Kali. No, not run a Kali.
With Jinx with her rockets.
Very
difficult.
Thinking about it, do you really want to give it a Silas as well? I don't like it.
Yep. I think that's
I'm
troll.
sure he feels confident in this matchup, which is fine. But picking it into
K'Sante is slightly better.
Into the Silas specifically, I think is a rough one, and I prefer this more. Not only do we know rest to be a very good K'Sante, and when your back's against a wall in a series like this, playing Comfort I think makes a lot of sense. It also just like, it doesn't give Silas another good ultimate to steal.
That's always the problem when you have an early Silas. Yes, you can build your composition around the fact that there's a Silas on the enemy team, but you also are just pigeonholed in the champions that you want to pick. I mean, the reason you didn't pick a Malphite here is the fact there's a Silas on the enemy team, right? The hardest counter in League of Legends, no matter what lanes they're in as well. Silas can be mid, Malphite can be top, and it's still an incredible counter. CFO on the same page as you though, Vedi, as they get rid of the Tahm Kench here in that second phase.
Start pinching that AD carry pool.
That's what AL should do.
Caitlyn's already taken away. So Sivir, another one that you should consider getting rid of.
Aphelios.
Oh, Doggo's Aphelios, yeah, especially.
True. I
AL
said this is going to be strong. This is going to be strong in this
Jinx
tournament.
Lulu. Because range supports now, they're
Moonin,
very high on the
I
priority
swear to
list,
God,
right? So
if you more people like you,
going to be taken
come
away
on,
from
stop
Doggo.
it, guys,
I very
be
much
smart.
agree with you. The Aphelios should be considered. I mean, I forget what season it was, but Jinx Aphelios was the meta for God knows how
years
long.
ago?
Yeah.
Something like that, the
So,
200 years.
Aphelios game.
I can tell you right now,
All
Doggo
right,
played
bro.
in that
All
meta.
right, simmer down, simmer down.
If you guys didn't get to see his Aphelios game, it was, I mean, EU fans can remember that one for a while.
Yep.
I'm trying to block it out of my memory, going to be honest.
so
There's a
fucked by it.
Sejuani ban by CFO, trying to get rid of a non-committal engage source from AL, and also a tank that they could play in the jungle. Obviously, the Glacial Prison, the ability just
Also
to chuck that out at
the
people.
melees synergizing with
Nocturne's
the
up.
Sejuani as well. Good pairing.
Nocturne's up.
All right, so what will the final ban be here? Is it a Sivir? Is it an Aphelios? What are they thinking?
Ban Aphelios,
Still also making a way through picks and bans here. Hasn't had a great time at MSI. I don't think you'd want to pick it into the Jinx either, but I'm just putting it out there because it is so often highly prioritized when it comes to draft.
The thing is, if you lock in Aphelios now, if they don't go Lulu, you could just do Lulu yourself.
But you could go Thresh first and then go the Aphelios second.
Can you just play Blitzcrank here?
Well, so
can
because
you
AL
just
could
go
just do
Blitz?
Blitzcrank, that's why, yeah.
Blitzcrank first?
So the reason Blitzcrank is great into Thresh is Thresh's hook CCs himself. So if he throws out a hook, you can just hook in response and you pull him in.
This is what I was worried about. This is why I preferred the Aphelios first pick, because then you could have responded if a hook champion comes out on the other side. But yeah, all right.
Oh, okay.
Maokai jungle.
I mean, it does everything.
LPL does not play Maokai.
Gives you zone control, allows you to control the neutral objectives really well, and is a tank, which is really what AL are
They have a lot of
looking for,
spacing. They don't have a lot of hard engage, but their hard engage will come off Silas stealing
also,
like
the saplings give you
maybe
vision
Ash ult.
for
Oh my God, if you're going to go
the
Ash here.
Hook. Ash currently.
Oh my
CFO.
God, I hate their bot lane. I
really
hate
good
their
with the
bot
jungle,
lane.
with the Thresh. It's
a bit scary versus Maokai.
Doggo loves Cog.
I mean, Doggo playing Cog more, if he doesn't use the Corgi skin would disappoint me, I'll be honest.
Sivir.
But it is going to be Sivir instead.
All right, chat, I'm going to run ads front to back from CFO. I mean, you have spell shield, which is nice.
Which makes it
AL,
to lock you down.
they definitely want to snowball side lanes and
I mean, actually, spell shield's so good into this comp, isn't it? Like, you can spell shield zap, you can spell shield.
Yeah, I think CFO's comp's harder outscales just because of how it's going to play mid to late game, but
the Maokai ultimate,
AL, I prefer they transition a lot easier. Like their mid to late game transition through solo lanes into like Jinx seems good. So I'm going to run ads here. Thank you all for being here. I'm sorry, I'm going to close my eyes a little bit. It's just the day. It's just one of those days.
Pretty straightforward. Front to back.
I'm here today, tomorrow, then Aragon's here 10th, 11th, 12th, then finals. I'm back again. All on this channel, so if you follow now, you follow throughout the whole thing. If you sub now, you sub during the whole of MSI, and you do not get any ads. You press the button now. Yo, Twitch Prime Tier 1 will get you out of it. I appreciate you all. You want? A big kiss, I know. There you go. Everyone close your eyes just a little bit.
Still having good team fighting, of course.
For like a minute.
So I would say that AL's composition has a little bit more flexibility, but I think that CFO's comp has more early game agency. I think that Jarvan in combination with Aurora is just a very powerful mid-jungle 2v2 in the early game. Maokai can't really compete against that, and Silas will take a little bit to ramp up, especially if they go for the Rod of Ages build that we've been seeing a lot recently.
I think for the Maokai, it's all about being able to dodge the flag and drag with a twisted advance or dodge away from some of that early CC as we get into game 4 here between anyone's Legend and CFO. In a series that a lot of people predicted would end in a quick 3-0
But this is more early game agency through Honky Junja, I guess mid-jungle,
so
up until 6.
Through this MSI,
There's a bit more burst. Maokai just doesn't really offer
even
much.
Though they continue to be the underdog,
there's some good base damage, but like
just how much an
Junja
underdog
can
do.
I mean, always go forward.
So at first stand, when they competed and they started winning a bunch in the group stages, the conversation was, well, a bunch of the other teams are jet lagged, people are underperforming, right? Like, there was what I would define as excuses, right? It was very much a other team doing bad rather than necessarily CFO doing good. And then what do? They push KC to 5 games, right? And that intense best of 5, very close to securing a spot in the finals of first stand, which would have been absolutely massive for them. They fall short. Then they come to MSI. people are now talking them out a little bit more, right? A little bit more optimistic. But of course, you always have to be careful because dominating the LCP doesn't always translate to the international stage. And so even though they do have a very good spring, does that necessarily mean that you're going to perform well at MSI? Let me tell you, they have done. Pushing T1 to the full 5 games, knocking out Koi, and now hit against AL. They were so close to being 2-1 up in this series. They're a team that has showcased an insane level of potential. The skill ceiling on their individual members is incredible. And again, while we do see some mistakes at times, by and large, they are very consistent, and they are a good team. We'll see if they can bring us to a 5-game against AL, the #1 seed from the LPL, a tournament favorite, mind you.
Yeah, taking
Gen
G to 5 games
Honky
last week. And what I love for CFO is it's kind of this mix of old and new blood as well. You know, you've got Reston Driver and Honkyu, who we haven't seen too much on the international stage, and then you've got Doggo, who was so good he went to the LPL and then struggled there. You've got Junja, who has been the face of the LCP for God knows how long, and Kaiwing, who just passed 100 games on the international stage, only the 32nd player to ever do that. As Shanks is feeling the pain against this Aurora.
It's a bit cooked.
It's so tricky for the Silas. He's gone for that Doran shield. Hook from Kaiwing does not connect, but the Boomerang Blade does on Kyle. He's got a biscuit and a pot, so he'll be happy enough in this lane.
Yeah, that mid lane matchup is definitely a rough one. For now, though, it's CFO with pushing mid, pushing bots. Jarvan on the bot side of the map as well. You could look for both a mid dive. Bot dive might be a bit ambitious with the HP bars that we're seeing, especially this early on. CFO could consider an early swap.
They definitely could. Push in, get that Jace a little bit behind. I do think the Cassante will obviously struggle a little bit more in the 2v1. The Jace having that range, but Cassante much better with low econ. So the hook is going to hit onto Kyle. It's more for poke than anything else. Down to 200 HP as Kyle.
Here they go.
Walks forward. Good spell shield from Doggo into the lantern.
Close.
Pops the emote as well. He just walks away.
Jarvan coming down.
The flank here, Veddy.
That dive that was a little ambitious earlier, looking very realistic right now. Doggo doesn't have much mana, but the Maokai's on the top side of the map.
Junja spotted on vision.
Here we go.
Tarzan a mile away. Kaiwing looking for that hook. Junja steps forward. Hook's going to land onto Kyle. He's
the hook landed.
And
it doesn't matter.
Tarzan
Does it?
Onto Honkyu
in
the mid lane. Kaiwing surviving towards
Hope try to flash.
Electing not to go any further as they get the twisted advance in the mid lane onto Honkyu.
Maybe a trade from Honkyu.
He doesn't have a huge amount of mana. The twofold hex might be
oh my. He's dead.
The sapling
trade, but that's big for Honkyu.
But in a 2v1, he finds the kill. Tarzan knocked up by Junja. No red buff on him, though, so I don't think he's going to chase any further.
CFO in game 4.
Why is Shane dying?
Continue to play as they often do with nothing but confidence. The push in mid, the push in bot. Honkyu, we said what he was capable of doing on this champion, and he shows it to us once more. 2 kills to their name already.
The disrespect to not try and pick something into
Jace. Look
Jace.
at that. A 9 CS advantage in the 1v1. We look back at this play. A beautiful hook connects from Kaiwing. And I mean, that's just certain death guaranteed. They don't even have to manage the tower aggro. Meanwhile, at mid, Honkyu, he sees the Maokai. He's doing what damage he can onto Shanks. But the thing is, once these cooldowns have been used, they don't have anything left. Meanwhile, the auto attacks are still stacking on the passive of Shanks. And so Honkyu pops the health pot, which is super valuable, flashes over the wall. They lose vision. The Observer's showed us right there, buying him that extra bit of time to land that last auto. And the coaching staff elated as they should be.
This guy's 18 years old, Veddy. This guy is 18 years old and making a name for himself.
He's only 18.
In the LCP and now on the international stage.
Monkey made
bot lanes have swapped up to the top side. Teleport coming out from both Rest and Flandre to go down towards bot. Flandre actually going for the cover here as Honkyu turns the damage back down onto Shanks, gets that electrocute proc, and will force him low. Honkyu about 2 minions away from hitting level 6 here. Shanks does still have his flash.
Hydrate, I can't. I never got water. I haven't moved.
The swap that
I haven't moved. I can't get water. I can't do it.
Through, I should say, from Hope and Kyle.
Winning, I can't do it.
The top side, another swap is going to happen from Hope as they. There we are. Look, you can see the Jinx sitting on the minimap. Going to path back towards the bot side, so they're trying to avoid this 2v2. Oh, I might stand corrected.
Okay.
Now that Civ has been spotted, looks like they want that 2v2. Oh, big ulti drop from Honkyu, chipping away at Shanks. That's going to be a TP into the mid lane for the Blitzcrank as Kaiwing sets his sights on bot.
Flandre Needs to be careful here because there's the lantern, there's the play.
Oh.
Andre, he was looking for the prediction flag. But it's still enough.
Good enough.
will take the kill. CFO will claim
CFO
the
early game.
the feat of warfare.
I'm telling
they
you.
pick up the first 3 kills of the game and 1,000 gold lead here, Vetty.
Flandre, patient with the flash, but it's not enough against Junja. Beautiful EQ flash combo to still get that knockup. And CFO secured their 3rd kill of the game. You can feel the momentum quickly shifting the way of CFO. In this early game, they need to keep things going. Vision going to be lost around the Dragon. The 280 carries matching on the top side. Honku got to get away. Kyle's fishing.
Straight line. Oh, buffered.
That buffer was insane.
I didn't know you could do that. That
What
was
the
sick
hell?
from Honku.
You can press
He
W.
avoids the hook, and now Kaiwing knows Hope is isolated.
Doggo has that level 6 as well. The on the hunt for a chase potential. Hope
Bro, they're
has
not
barrier,
stopping.
But no flash.
They're not
They
stopping.
Go on the hunt.
Misses.
Flame Chompers down. Kaiwing will land the hook again. And all hope might be lost. He survives. Kaiwing can't tank up anymore.
Boomerang blade, boomerang blade.
Power shots up towards that top side.
It's gone.
Kyle on his way
Good
across.
survival of the dive. Meanwhile, Shanks.
Oh, Shanks going between worlds, stolen away that ultimate, but
Doesn't get chain
just
lash.
can't land the chains. Honku with his fancy feet continues to dodge and dance away. The 2-fold hex pulled back won't be enough
cannon.
to chunk out Shanks.
Shanks not that far behind in the lane and
Nice
he's getting
trading there
bullied.
from Shanks.
Can I ask
Hope
2
did
new
use the
questions?
rocket in the
2
top lane
questions
as well.
of new
Doesn't
followers.
actually find
Of
a
course
pick,
you
though.
can, bro.
Base is going to come
Ask
through
me.
from CFO. They don't get the
Memento
barrier
Mori, what
out
up, buff?
from Hope,
Go,
which is
send
what I
it.
think CFO is looking for. Knockup going to come through. Kyle knows it's not really worth trying to connect the hook.
True.
Another wave going to be pushed in, though.
Remember those Sivir
That
spell
is a
shield doesn't
very
even matter anymore.
healthy lead for Doggo, securing the kill. Nice CS advantage. Mid also with
Maokai
an advantage.
does this so quick. Bramble Smash will get at least 1.
Rubs being started off by Tarzan.
It's a smite, that
He's
one.
no stranger to this objective. Smite's going to come through, and I imagine he's just going to back away.
He gets one of them. Might look for a second as well. The lantern down. Ginger will get a smite of his own.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's going to be
Getting
2
the
for 1.
second, obviously taking away.
How he watches
that
the stream doesn't
objective
spoil it when he sees the shorter,
for
so
the
he can get
feats.
the one
It's
by the
quite
length of the
nice.
stream.
Honku was
No,
low mana in the
because
mid
I
lane
have
as well.
something that
Also, Doggo
hides
had just backed,
the
and they
stream.
knew that
I
Hope was making
am
his way back
never
down to that, so
spoiled.
if they forced that fight, they were
What happened to
guaranteed
Driver?
to be
I mean,
at
Rest
disadvantage.
won them the
They
last
wisely
game.
disengaged.
It's just about
They'll get
champion
2
pool. I
crops to
think
1,
Rest is
not the
more.
end of the world.
Rest is more fluid with counter picks and
CFO
stuff,
can
isn't he?
set
I
their
expected
sights
the
on
Jace out of
Dragon.
him, but he
Midlaner
went to
did just go
Sante.
back to base. Doesn't have TP either. Kyle going to
Because I
fish
want to
with
watch
a
it
hook
with
and
no
doesn't quite
spoilers.
find it.
9 a.m.
The Sivir now
Look,
making
Memento.
his way to the bot
I
lane.
have a thing. Never spoiled.
And CFO
I don't
should
use
get this
social
one
media. I
contested
never
as
know.
we
I have no
Tarzan's
clue how
on
the
top
series
side of the
ends.
map, but also a
I
bunch
thought it was
of
going to be a
resets have just
3-0.
come
I have
through from
no
AL.
clue.
A bunch of question marks.
Any
coming out
spoilers,
towards that
perma-banned
top
in
tower
chat.
as well from
That
CFO.
is the
Not
law.
quite sure
Chat,
where
today I'm a
the
little bit low
enemy is.
energy.
Doggo
Any
looking
new
to
viewers?
push
I'm a
this
bit low
wave in.
energy
It's a
today, and I
cannon wave,
apologize.
so actually Hope should be able to catch this.
We had a baby scan
Still
this
allowed a
morning.
24
It was
CS
quite
lead
early,
right now for
and
Doggo. That will be
I was
culled down to
catching up
about
with an Australian
18
friend
or
last
so.
night. Oh, almost.
Super Mega Death Rocket goes
I promise it's
just
better
wide
next time.
of Doggo and Kaiwing. Doggo now
I
finished
have
his
no
Essence
clue as
Reaver
well. Hell
already,
yeah.
only 9 minutes into this game. Has that first completed
dare
item.
you, I
Four
know.
going boots entirely for it, Betty.
Sorry, chat. It's an off day.
Shanks opting for that Rod of Ages build. We see it a lot against burst champions specifically, just providing you with that extra bit of HP.
Hope's not in the worst
especially when
spot. Like, this
Shanks wants to
Sivir got
get
ahead
to take
because
the
I think
fight. Hook will
Kaiwing's been
connect.
smurfing on Thresh.
Flag and drag
Also, this
forward.
bot
There's the
prior
fire as
needs
well,
to
and the
stop.
lantern to
Like,
bring Doggo
Junja
into
is
the
always
party
here.
spell shield away from the flame chompers.
Dude, Junja is
Kyle
everywhere this game. Like,
flashes. It's a
Tarzan has to
relative
play
safety
reactive, and the
underneath
power
his
of
tower. Now
Jarvan,
Hope needs to be a
when you're
little bit
versing a
cautious
very
because
heavy disengaged
he's on his
jungler,
own
just
down in this bot lane for a while.
Jarvan always
Yes.
goes in. Tarzan has to be there to counter.
Doggo has a huge amount of wave clear available.
Shanks jumping onto Honku.
Okay.
Yeah, you can see that extra bit of HP.
Okay.
We go as
Doesn't
Honku
matter.
does deliver
Honky
more
might have
damage.
kill here.
Dashes
Oh, flash
across
for
the kill
W.
side,
Probably
coming up
needed
for
that,
Shanks
actually.
to heal
I
himself
think if
up
he didn't
enough
flash for W,
to
maybe
survive the burst.
Funky has a
Got
Q,
very
he pulls
scared
back
there.
and kills.
The flash he felt was necessary to get that HP back. You can see in the extended
He's
trace,
maxing
Honky
W
was
in a
just getting
range
the better of
matchup,
his
which is
opponent.
weird.
Working towards the double haunting guys as we
Going
see
Q
so
second. He's got 2
often
points in
from
Q.
this mid lane Aurora.
What have Aegis not
Doggo
picked up?
continues to
No.
move around the map.
Still Catalyst
Setting up
Dark
for a play
Seal.
on top lane. Flandre is ultra
Bro, Flandre is the
respectful.
only one with the lead. If
See, he's
Flandre
super
falls
cautious,
behind,
there's the ward and immediately disengages. Wise to recognize that we've been seeing a lot of swaps.
I think a lot of pressure on the
Will
map
not
is
fall
taken
prey to
away.
this one.
And if you're
at the
AL, your
CS lead.
hopes are kind of on Flandre right now. The one of only 2 players
Something
on your
Aurora
team
Sivir
with
scaling.
a gold lead. If he can
could be a
drop
game
that shot
five, this could
towards
be a
this
game
top
five
side,
angle.
it does give free time for
I
Hope to
very
get back
much
into
see
the
it.
game a little
The
bit.
early
coming back
game has
300
been so
gold in the
successful
hole
for CFO.
as he pushes out this wave. Rest is here here with his teleport. Flandre has one to match if he wants
That is a
it.
recurve bow
On
Jinx.
QCP
Are we
coming
getting
up in a
bladed
second,
or
but
King Jinx
for
first?
CFO,
What's happening?
forcing Flandre behind is great.
Tarzan, good
sure
response.
That he can't get
but they
extra
cover.
gold,
They cover for top, which means
towards these big
free turret plating.
The Jace as Honku and Shanks
Meanwhile,
trade
this.
once again in this mid lane. Shanks using that catalyst of Aeons, getting all that extra health back as he dashes back in with the Abscond Abduct. Doesn't land the chains though.
Bro, Shanks is getting aggressive.
Damage.
Oh!
Honku has to flash the
He
hook.
walked down and Honky had to flash.
Using the W and just going the wrong direction. Kyle reads it well. But the reflex
Bro, Shanks on Silas is very bloodthirsty. This guy is heavy trading. You want CFO to win for the hype? I can imagine it. I can imagine it. I can see it. I can see it.
Seeing if they can convert it into a pick.
I mean, AL's what everyone thinks.
Towards the top lane.
CFO, though, would be a sick story.
Retriever finish with the 2 daggers. Doggo in a great position as
if this goes to game 5.
This gold lead hasn't really extended that much more in favor of CFO.
Be game 5 number 6 so far,
really
MSI.
CFO trying to make sure that AL can't allocate the gold where they want to. Because I think Doggo into Hope would be fine. I think they'd have a whale of a time in that matchup. Just Ricochet, push him out, you know, make sure that he's not enjoying himself. But they keep matching Doggo into Flandre. They keep overloading Flandre's side of the map and trying to force him into disadvantageous situations. So you can see here, Hope was just top lane. He's now opening it up to bot. Flandre is the one that's going to teleport to the top when Rest had run to top to match Hope.
Well, the idea is good, but Flandre sitting still very pretty right now.
Oh yeah, he's still very
At the very least, it's alleviated some pressure off of Rest. Working towards that frozen gauntlet.
Sorry, my stress ball is breaking.
Doggo,
a lot of plating for Doggo, actually. Yeah, this Sivir is cheering. Kyle, what Kyle will do, chat, is he'll walk up to the Sivir. You see him, he tries to press E to get the spell shield. Or he'll silence, then he'll Q. And Blitzcrank, you just walk up, anything like a spell shield, doesn't matter. Silence bomb can't use a Q. And if you're close enough range, the silence will last long enough.
Especially with the resets.
Do we raise koalas? Yes, we do. I think we... Look, it's your region. It has to be your region.
Like 5 seconds, maybe even less. 3. And those ricochets start bouncing, they melt through a team fight. And that's like... The main reason why I love Phyllis is because we do see so many different types of compositions that come through, but especially as we get later in these AD carries, become a much bigger
Sivir's not going to be super easy, but like...
Right now, it's hard not to turn your eyes.
There's a lot of force grouping from CFO with Jarvanot, with
Hope has had a
Sante.
bad series by any means.
A lot of good zone control, actually.
The series with a fantastic performance himself. But,
and it's quite AoE heavy.
In that last game, the quadra kill was just crazy from him.
As a Sivir, you love this. When your team's AoE can bring enemy units together.
I think the thing for CFO is
for a big kiss.
Oh,
that's good.
That's
what you want, you know.
Right?
So yeah, you would raise koalas. Confirmed.
Right,
chat. Listen, Dragon.
The box, and it's just all
second dragon for CFO. It's a late dragon game for them. It's fine. They get the second dragon. They're in such a good spot.
They don't really have the tankiness to survive through those ricochets. It's Leandri's into what seems like blood.
Kyle last game, crumbling a little bit. Kyle this game.
Will do a bunch of damage, but.
Meanwhile, Doggo caught, silenced, dead. Oh, to the Jinx shutdown. Oh, that was like 600 gold. Oh, dear me.
And as you identified, Medic, the spell shield was on the knock-up of Kyle.
Shanks has Honku ulti and he didn't use it.
He actually gets dragged
That's a free
through
dragon.
the traps and locked up.
Kyle,
the flash
nice.
follow-through comes from Tarzan.
Big
damage onto Shanks.
Shanks steals away the ultimate here, looking for the chase. Ginger in with the cataclysm, and now Kyle's underneath that tower. Shanks tanking it as well. He'll fall. It's 2-0 so far as CFO trying to continue
if we get a kill on Hope, maybe.
The dive disastrous. Hope almost falls, but he has the barrier just in time to survive through Honku's
What the fuck was that dive?
Play for CFO there. AL think for themselves, oh, this is an isolated Honku.
No, AL didn't think for themselves. They didn't think.
But without any hesitation, Ginger ults into the play.
This is the start of the play.
This pick on mid lane.
This is the
Doggo
ulting in,
trade onto Hope. Gets locked at hit. The spell shield's the knock
can't.
But then gets dragged
chomp.
through the traps.
Nice chompers.
Gets rooted up, ends up falling, and the shutdown going over to Hope is a huge goal injection. Then they say, well, we've got 4 members. Honku
the wave's gone.
Lane, but then the ulti onto Kyle, knowing that he doesn't have his flash available, means that he gets locked up.
That was such a 90-10 play. 90 for CFO to fucking just collapse and take it. 10 for
damage from Honku
people that didn't use their brain.
Monstrous.
He is in a really strong position on this Aurora. 700 gold ahead right now. Ginger as well has finished that Sundered Sky. Double Ruby Crystal for a little bit of extra health. Pretty even game still, though, between CFO and AL here. Only 600 gold in it. Flandre, the one for AL.
Oh, it's your boy.
Really
Here I am.
Garnered himself a gold lead through this early game.
Oh, I'm here. Now I can relax and be zoomed in. Stop telling me to hydrate, Zach. I cannot do it. I don't have any water. Chat, I'll fucking down a whole bottle of water for you after this, all right?
Next fight likely to be around this Rift Hold.
So
a lot of vision here for AL. Double control walls, double walls around it
AL
as well.
did a lot of that last game as well.
Intofo's back here. Flandre does have to be careful.
Rest did get top turret. He did get first turret. So Flandre gold lead is mitigated a little bit.
That's exactly what Rest is trying to do. Forces Flandre out.
He also went his Yomu's against Cassante, so
clear out these minions.
It's not like a Black Cleaver build start.
Feel very comfortable in this matchup right now. It's going to be very difficult for Flandre to have any real kill threat on him. With the Herald alive.
CFO, do it, you rat.
Yep.
You know what? I'll fucking do it.
Like it's
okay,
AL
give me a
that need to
second.
be cautious, but as we've learned from this series, AL, they like to contest objectives.
Do they have a deep water TP too? Quick check.
Right now they don't.
Yeah.
Bases are going to come through from both top laners.
They both have teleport. There's one TP, but that's Hongq going up towards the top side.
You really care about Herald that much?
Through mid while his Rest is pathing down towards the bottom side.
You worried about how you hold
goes
mid?
back towards that
I mean,
mid
Doggo's
lane.
going to have constant push, so I guess having mid prior for CFO comes from Herald is pretty important with Sivir. Maybe this Herald is high value.
I want to contest this.
Really for AL.
High value.
One ward just over here.
Get Kai Wing.
Which gives Kyle
get a hook,
to find a hook.
and it's
He'll
all
step
good.
forward. Clears out the vision. Rest coming
Nice poke.
across. That Rift Hold
The
still
heal up
pretty
would let us.
healthy.
6K.
Now.
Rest is going to block the hook, I'm telling you.
There's the Nature's Grass coming out from Tarzan as AL wants to take
No,
the fight.
he doesn't. Weeding thing.
Worlds, goes the Aurora. Rest able to
Hope,
dodge away
ulti.
the there as well for him.
No reset. Hongq flashes. Junja. Hope just needs a kill, and he's just in range. Zap. Oh my god, Shanks goes in, bit deep. Flashes, bit deep. Hope flashed in as well, he got reset. Junja. Oh, he barriered. Shut down. Oh, Shock Blast doesn't connect. 1 for 1, they got the Herald.
My goodness, those health bars got very low on both
Hope played that
sides.
incredibly
No
well.
one could confirm
Shanks
a
just
kill for
overcooked.
So long, but it ended up being a 1-for-1. We look back at the
Look,
fight.
look.
It's
Hook on Rest,
that's
because
the
Rest
focus.
is
We
rooted.
expected this to be
Can't
a
press W.
back fight,
Hook.
and wisely they just target the
Boom,
front line.
knock up.
They do some seriously
Flandre
good
doing damage
to
over the
it,
wall.
but then they've committed a
Shanks
lot.
ulti,
So now they
flashed
don't really
away
have much
from.
left for the
But then
back
Shanks
line.
is like, okay.
Hongq kind of dancing on that edge
In.
very
Watch him.
dangerously. Ginger
Watch
trying to
Shanks.
provide
Shanks
that
is like,
space for
I'm
him.
going in.
Then Doggo steps up saying, I want to
I
start
see it
dishing out
because he's
damage.
like a
And he
bruiser,
does a lot.
and he thinks he can
it's
flash, but
Shanks
that
diving into the
Aurora
back
damage
line
is
that
huge.
forces Doggo to
And
flash
Hope
away.
is just in
But
the
at this
pit.
point, Ginger doesn't have
Good
anything
sidestep
left.
from the Q.
He's
Barrier
isolated, he
also
has
probably
no way to get
necessary.
out,
Shut
and it
down
ends up
under
being
Hope.
A 1-for-1.
2 item
Hope
jinx
picks up
incoming.
another bounty. He now has a gold lead over Doggo, even though he's 26 CS behind 4
Yeah, true.
waves in their entirety.
What do you think? Why have you
Hope's
still
picked up
not
the
acquired
bounty
new
off
water?
Doggo and Ginger
Because
so
I don't
far
move
this
from
game.
here. Because I don't want to
He
move.
can be a
Because I get through the
difference maker
games. I
here
want
for
everyone to
AL.
enjoy the
Has
games
that
in a
Infinity
timely
Edge now
fashion.
complete. Hongq,
And
on the other
you know,
hand,
we skip ads, we skip a lot
1,000
of
gold
death
lead
segments,
over
sadly,
Shanks.
and
having an absolute stormer
make
so
it worth
far.
it,
No
you
one
know?
here to answer on the
I'll
top
get water.
side.
If it
AL
goes
will
to a
get
game
their
5, I'll
first
get some
tower off
water.
the game, but CFO have already secured a turret of their own and have those
He got
feats of
edged for a
strength
reset.
complete.
Yeah, he got massively edged. They were edging him. Infinity edge now.
CFO quick to start this objective off.
Renan's coming third, I think. Or
Rapid to assist with
Rapid
that
Fire. One of
push.
them sounds great.
Right now, AL's a little scattered. Shanks
Two
hovering on
items
the bottom
Sivir, though.
side of the map, trying to find an angle in. Right now, he can't find one.
Could you imagine
The
if you
bait is
could
coming
hook
through from
Dragon?
Tarzan, so it looks like
Could you
they're just
imagine if
gonna
you could
concede
take
this.
it?
Tower
Like,
secured as well. A gamble as the Jinx rocket comes through to try and steal, but it's not going to
That would
convert
be
into
silly.
much.
It would have been the most adventurous contest I've ever seen if AL decided to fight around that one. They'll
True.
give up the second dragon for CFO, but having got a dragon themselves,
Flandre, what do you
that's
do with the
not
lead?
Really too much of a worry.
It
right
looked
now.
balanced.
2 items on Tarzan with
Why?
his
Because
Bloodletter's Curse and the Leandry's
Kraken
complete.
and Infinity Edge is
Feels
just going to
like,
destroy.
you know, CFO are in a strong
Doggo
position.
Hongq.
Fights kind of coming out towards
Maybe
their favor,
LDR
but it's
third.
basically even between these two teams.
And you're
especially
relying on the
with
fact
Hope
that you've
getting
got a
those
lot
couple
of skirmishing
bounties.
out of solo
He's
laners plus Maokai.
back to a
And you got
strong
a big
position on
wall
this
in front of
Jinx.
you.
Flandre as well, if he gets some time to poke and prod with those accelerated
Tarzan
shot
just to
blasts,
help heal.
has the Mana Mune all the way up
Protect
to the Moa
Hope.
Mana and that U moves. Atakan,
Kaiwing.
possibility.
Kaiwing.
Kaiwing
Kyle has
trying to
flash.
retreat, get away from that sapling so he can't be slowed. The hook from Kyle. That rocket not going to grab
That
anything.
Cassante has to walk down.
Rest is up towards the top side right now, working his way down, doesn't have the teleport. No TP as well for Shanks. He just went back to base. Artakan started by an
Reacting to
accelerated
mid-wave.
shot blast,
AL are
but
still on the back
not
foot
really
here.
either team wanting to actually take the objective right now.
It's Shanks who's positioning
Doggo's
is the
stepping
most
up.
awkward. Hongyu going to go back to mid lane to clear out another wave. Now the Artakan has been started
Taking a bit of
off.
damage from
The
Artakan.
wave pushed in. The wave
The
clear
rest
from
is okay.
CFO is relentless.
Oh.
But they recognize that
How
this
does
is still a
Riot
very
decide on
dangerous
talents
fight
for the
to take.
events?
The thing I'm
You either get asked or
recognizing
you
with this
don't.
comp
Yeah,
from AL is they
each
do
region
have an inherent
representative
range
puts their
advantage.
case for like
With
who they
Flandre
want,
and Jinx,
and then
it's hard
whoever does the
for
talent for the
CFO
event
to
says yes
necessarily
for this,
play
yes, and
an
so
equal
that's it.
front to back.
Isn't Kraken
simply
kind of shit now?
because AL can
Well,
throw
doesn't have
down the
crit
nature's
anymore,
grasp.
which is
They
annoying.
can poke at
But
you with Flandre's
isn't it still
QE
true damage,
combo.
chat?
They have
Isn't
Jinx
the
hitting you with zaps.
third
When
shot
the RFC
true damage?
comes through, she's also just going to be trying to hit you with those auto attacks and praying for a nice crit. CFO are, for all intent and purposes, a pretty short-range composition, and so they need an ambitious play from Junja,
Okay, what does that
or
do
they
then?
need a really good hook to come through from Kaiwing.
See how Hope can't
I
step
think
up to
starting
mid?
off these fights is just
It's the
harder
problem with this.
for
It's the
CFO.
problem with losing mid
And I think
turret
that's
so
why
early, right?
Playing through objectives
CFO
is the
have
best way to do it.
infinite
Use
wave
the
clear
objective
now.
to draw them in and then turn it
And
into a fight.
If
You
mid's
wanna be
always
on those
pushed out, it's
objectives
harder to
first
get
as well,
towards
because
objectives, harder to
otherwise
get
the
deep
zone
awards, you know?
control coming out from the
Do you have any idea why they don't bring
flank jumpers from the
K-Draw
Jinx,
if
from the
he says
Blitzcrank
he'd
with
do
the
it for
hook,
free?
from the Jace as well with
No.
those accelerated
Because
shot
of
blasts.
Civ's
It might just
ultimate, it's
be.
not the end of the
I don't know.
world in
I don't
the
know.
second.
I can't comment.
Yeah, and because you also have like Cassante,
physical damage
you should
now?
feel pretty
Okay.
safe face checking. But I agree with you that like
Yeah, like I mean, Atlas Dagger and I did not get asked for the event,
threat of
and
the hook
it's a
is always
shame.
there. And if you have
You know,
vision control, it's so much harder
like
for the shock blast to hit, for the hooks to
it
hit.
is a shame, chat.
As
Wait.
Kyle will hook the other card here. There was no one backing him up, so even if he had caught Hongyu, it was tentative at best. Like, maybe I get a
sometimes
flash out,
you know
maybe
it
I get
doesn't
a
work out,
spell
budget
out of
reasons, whatever it
Hongyu.
is, but
The bot lane
you
tower
just
is
work
really
your
the
ass off
focus
to
of
try and
both
get to
these
the next
teams right now.
international. You
CFO
know,
will keep
I didn't
this
get first
Artakan
down. I didn't get
aggroed,
MSI this year, which is a shame.
at
So
least
I
for the
really hope I
time
get
being.
Worlds.
His AL begin to collapse here, Betty.
Bot tower finally secured. AL see the Artakan is being started. They go through the bot wave, but CFO have disengaged from it. Shanks looking to get the push. HP bars are a little low. You can look at rest. The poke now coming through from AL. They know they have the health advantage, and they should feel confident to start this one off.
Junja healing up off the Gromp a little bit.
Buying time, minute 30 to Dragon.
Very tense
Trying to
between
pull
the two
ultis
teams.
out.
Oh, lots of pings coming out on mid, though. AL might use the
Smart.
fact that CFO over-invested on this bot side just to take this mid-tier 1 down.
I don't know what that said it
Shanks
is.
with the level 10 on the Rod of Ages, now closing the experience
This
gap.
a-
TP in mid lane is super dangerous.
It's rest. He should be okay.
It's not, bro.
Shanks jumps
That
in
was a
and
bad
he's not
TP,
okay
no?
at all. Has to flash across the
Oh
wall.
my god.
Shanks gonna dive
Nice
forward
Shanks,
and the
nice
super
ulti.
mega death rocket
That was
hits his man.
that
I
was
thought
a
Cassante
bad
would be
TP.
tankier.
That was a
Shanks
bad
flashes
that
in.
was a game that could be a
He'll get the
game-ending
double.
TP.
CFO
Wow,
trying to react to anyone's legend, but they just weren't quick
That was
enough.
just a bad that TP
Kyle
sucked.
gonna
Say it,
sidestep
medic.
The poke from Hongyu will not connect
What?
with the ult. And
Oh,
Hongyu
okay,
throwing out
between
the ulti
worlds.
himself will do very little damage. Artakan cannot be contested.
That's free Drake. That stops Drake stacking.
AL with a beautiful punish on the
What
CFO.
the hell?
CFO, as you
Yo,
rightly
OCE's
highlighted,
region.
Medic,
What was
had
that?
just committed one too many members
One.
to the bot side of the map. Mid was completely exposed, and they should have just let the tower fall. But
Just
instead they
fucking
tried to
leave.
defend
Why
it.
is
The
bloke
choppers were
TPing?
there.
It's also
They have the
TPing at like
numbers,
3/4 health.
and it's just a quick collapse. He flashes over
But
the wall.
you know they're all mid.
Shanks
They
had
were
already
just at
stolen
Artakan.
the
They just
ulti
puffed up.
away from Hongyu, and then allows him working with Hope to secure that kill. He then feels confident enough to get a second. Doggo does not have the damage to melt through Shanks just yet.
Please not another 3-1. I don't
That
know.
means 2 kills.
It's not over yet. It's not over yet.
And
Look, the
Artakan.
good thing
And it's
about
that
CFO
sort of
is
thing
like
that
they're just
can
going to keep
explode
fighting to the
that can
death
decide
until they
a game
find a
at
lead.
this level. AL now with a
They'll do the
1.5K
AL.
gold lead. CFO
And
setting up
game
around
2
what would be
should have been a win
for them.
after the
An
throw.
Ocean Soul
Game
would be
3, they clapped
game-changing
AL.
in this matchup.
CFO untilted,
But
bro. They're
AL
on the
forced
precipice of a game
CFO
5. They can do
out
it. They
of
can
the
do it.
jungle. Rest is pushing
I
through
believe.
bots.
Hook.
Recall coming out.
Oh.
Shanks just short of
So
eating that
Artakan
death
died, but
sentence.
Dragon did not.
Shanks has bounced back very
on
nicely
blue
in this
almost.
game.
So,
And again, like
so the
CFO
fight
just-
for Dragon
they're
is
sending a
real.
lot
Third
to
Dragon.
the bot side. They realize that they can gain access to the river, but look at how much control you're losing over mid. Hope is going to push that wave out.
Hope pushes it in another wave, you lose another wave.
Much control of their own jungle.
War that is controlled.
With the wave in mid, could just say, cool, get on soul point. We'll take the tier 2. That's what Flandre's starting to do right now, while the rest of AL...
They're not giving up third Drake, are they? Flandre will come in late. That's dead. He's going to come for the fight. 7k, they haven't found it. Nature's Grasp. Oh, good hook. It's a reset. Hope flashes as well. There's the reset. He's excited. Hope is excited. Doesn't get the other, needs to go to the right side of the fight. Oh my god, GG. Rest tries. Shanks great golden fucking stopwatch time. Dude, the hook. Kyle, hook, Thresh is squishy.
As they execute
this Thresh blind was a mistake. This Thresh blind, not picking 80 carry, was a big mistake.
They take out 4.
Kale just has to hit one big hook a fight in the game, I think feels done. Oh my god. CFO, you had this.
Have another look at this. Shanks
that rest TP also
gets that back line.
CFO are aware of it, but once this hook connects and the damage is dealt, CFO have to react.
Oh no, rest went behind him. Oh, dearie me, dearie me. Shanks is crazy, by the way. Holy Zonya's timing.
He pops the Zonyas right at the last moment to stay alive as well. And you can feel these fights getting harder and harder for CFO to play.
Oh no.
There's still hope. They can
there is still true. There's still hope. He's the 3 automated carry.
Have a comeback in game 2 where they almost took it from.
Dude, they don't want to know there's hope.
But against AL with Flandre's poke, with Hope only scaling up, and with Shanks playing
off the
as well as he is on this Silas, it is going to be so damn tricky.
I mean, this is the thing. What do you do when Hope is staring you in the face with an Infinity Edge, an LDR, and a Kraken Slayer?
Yeah.
You want Hope to be on your side.
It's true.
And right
the
now,
cannon. That's how big they are.
Have bounced back beautifully. The early
LDR, he will not make the same mistake. Rest cannot play.
This game. Tarzan in a similar position, and with the Baron buff, they'll now start getting closer to the base of CFO. They'll need to turtle.
6K.
They have a great champion for it.
Hook.
Another hook onto
but onto the chompers. Look at the LDR.
Chompers will stop his retreat. Flandre now gets the kill. And Rest
Bro,
is
playing Jinx when you snowball early, it just feels so nice.
Just continue to push in, and this is
you have range, you have a passive that resets you, gives you attack speed on a kill. You have a Blitzcrank that's buffered, by the way, with the ulti, but that's the ulti.
And now he's caught up in
Cataclysm. Shanks deep. Does he care? Does he have full Zonyas now? Shanks is ball up. Oh my god. If another hook lands. Oh! Shanks. Oh my god, this guy's been watching Zeka VODs. This guy's been watching Zeka VODs. Oh my god, he's nasty. What? He's fucking criminally clean.
Is looking to close things.
Is it really going to end here? Are we really going to lose the series here? CFO. Bro, 07. I thought this could have been more stompy. I apologize to CFO. They put a good effort.
The oysters are shucked. The pandas are eating good. AL claim the series 3-1.
The oysters are shucked, chat. 07. Goodbye, CFO. Good tournament. Good tournament. You know what? Low expectations. Lots of potential on this roster. Lots of potential on this roster.
They weathered the storm. They bounced back through the rough early game. They didn't let the game get out of their hands.
Touched the back of Junja because they played on the same. They were on the same EDG roster.
They'll secure top 4 here at MSI.
Top 4 for AL. Chat. Our pick'ems are saved.
BLG versus FlyQuest.
Our pick'ems are saved.
See how far they can go coming into the tournament.
3-1.
As one of the favorites, I think Gen G standing slightly above. For CFO, what a performance it's been. What a year it's been so far.
So they
will obviously be disappointed with how this series ended, with how Game 2 ended in particular. But everyone on this team has shown up. Everyone on this team has had a performance to be remembered.
For CFO.
They should be proud.
They should be. Dude, they almost took down T1.
And they
gave AL a run for their money. Like, this team has a lot of development to get even better. Who are they asking for an interview? I wonder. Chat while they do that.
They are a team that has continued to prove themselves against some of the best players in the world, some of the best teams in the world.
AL.
And you can just see like, the rate at which they're growing.
Hang on, you can't see. I had it. I've got BLG over Fly, AL over BLG, which I actually think BLG can beat AL. T1 over AL. The final was Genji T1 and Genji are taking it.
Of PSG.
Bro, almost perfect, chat. Almost perfect. Almost perfect.
And to represent the LCP. You can see they really tried in that final game, but just a couple of mistakes, a couple of moments began to cost them. And when AL have
tomorrow is BLG Fly, then it's Genji T1. Aragon is taking over Genji T1. Then he's taking over the AL versus the next loser, so the T1 Genji loser of that series.
We'll play the winner of BLG
and then
FlyQuest, which is happening tomorrow.
And then he's doing this one. He's doing Aragon here, here, and
an
here.
Interesting one for sure. North America are very excited to see how they stack up against BLG.
As they should be. FlyQuest have looked on form this tournament.
They certainly have. BLG showcasing some weaknesses, but a team that's been underestimated before.
Yeah, when you have Knight and Bin, you always have it. You always have
Will be the shortest game duration, less than 20 minutes. We haven't had one yet.
Rounding out today's series, AL.
XXL, the lowest.
They continue to demonstrate what they are so good at.
How many series will go to game 5?
To smother you with
4 to 6.
vision and pressure. The fact that
currently
they control
5.
These neutral
How many
objectives
first
so
bloods will happen
quickly.
before 3 o'clock?
CFO found ways to
12 or
combat
more.
that, found ways to challenge that.
15.
Unfortunately, it wasn't enough, but they put on a damn good performance and came so close to achieving a lot.
No, they did.
Poppy there. Galio's been triple. Oh shit.
For the Verizon post-game interview.
Galio's a good one. I think Poppy should be top.
Anyone's legend is victorious and wins here 3-1. I have Wendy here to assist with the translations for Shanks as we begin this interview. But first, I think you need something in order to do your interview the best way.
Holy.
Can you tell us what this is all about, the sunglasses?
Yeah, what is happening? I don't know this.
比赛的胜利，但我觉得如果不戴着墨镜的香克斯的采访就是不完整的。能不能和我们说一说，戴着墨镜对你来讲代表
What
什
the
么
hell?
特
Yo,
殊的意义？
Shanks. Wicked.
首先，我觉得墨镜和眼镜这个东西就是单纯的装酷耍帅。
Drawn cool.
I believe like
I'm really
wearing
cool.
all the sunglasses or wearing glasses is just I feel cool with that. I feel it's amazing.
Okay, I see. Now you're very cool on the Rift as well. And Shanks,
Uncool. He likes this emote. He likes Wicked.
To see you on the international stage. So
Holy.
I gotta ask, how do you feel about your performance? How you've been doing now that you finally made it here?
我相信有非常非常多的观众朋友们一直在期待你能够在国际大赛上崭露头角，所以说也想问一下，来到 MSI 的舞台，对于自己的表现有什么样的一个感受？包括说来到这个赛事，在这里大放异彩，有什么样的一些心情？
其实我是真的非常享受这个舞台的吧，对。然后我想过一个问题，这个舞台属不属于我嘛？对。然后后来想一想，我就不去想这些问题，我干嘛管它属不属于我？我享受这个舞台就很爽。
I must say, I really enjoy here. I enjoy the stage. I enjoy playing here on the stage. Previously, I was always questioning about this question, whether this stage belongs to me or not. I'm always questioning myself and adopting about this question, but for now, I don't care about this. I think it's not important.
Right, he's got personality.
He's
cool.
And I enjoy the stage. That's enough for me.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I know a year ago you posted on your Weibo, you asked the question, how many defeats do I have to suffer to finally be the protagonist in my own story? Now that you're here, how do you feel about all the sacrifices you've made to get this chance for yourself?
我记得1年以前的时候，香克斯选手在自己的微博当中有说嘛，要挨多少打才能成角，在自己的故事当中。
He's got personality, bro. You
经
gotta
历了
love
这
him.
么多的苦难
Fei
与磨
Chang
难
is
之后，
Fei
你终
Chang
于
is
来
like
到了这里，
extremely
你
or
有什么
very.
样的一些想法？有什么样的心境？到现在是不是觉得所有的一切都值得呢？
对，首先我是绝对认为不管经历多少苦难，
it's like
多少挫
extremely.
折，就是我如今已经来到这里，就证明了一件事，绝对是值得的。然后我觉得，我觉得人生肯定会遇到挫折和苦难，对，未来我也还会遇到，我觉得每个人也可能还会遇到嘛，对，我是一定会用积极的心态去战胜的，对。
对 he says right at the end.
With all the obstacles, with all the difficulties I have faced off against, but for now I'm being here. I overcome all the difficulties. I feel like it's deserved. Yeah. I really enjoy to playing here, and I must say, maybe in the future, for everybody's life, in the life you must have so many difficult times. You must have so many tough times for the person. But if you can just try to put 100% of effort into this and to use the optimistic mindset to handle with that, everything will be okay.
He's giving advice. Wait, Shanks
now,
is...
Tabe is also on your team, I should say, as the coach, and we often think he has something really special. Could you, as a first-hand player in this team, tell us what makes Tabe's approach so special?
那接下来也想问一下关于塔比教练，我们感觉塔比教练好像都有一种神奇的魔力，能够让我们一点一点的进步，打越来越好。所以说，因为你也是和塔比教练也是相处了比较久，所以说能不能和我们分享一下，在你眼中他是什么样子？为什么有他的加持，你们可以越打越好
？More than extremely, right?
我觉得塔比从生活上开始就已经非常非常的热情，非常非常有趣了。
Or his chat is tied between
教练在，就是我们的队伍啊。 心态呀、氛围啊都非常的好，对，
非常好，
很棒。
最好 is the
Tabi
best.
is a great coach, I must say. And starting from the daily life, he's always been very full of passion and full of enthusiasm. He can always help the team to have a very good mentality, a very good mindset, a very good atmosphere. So generally speaking, he's just a great coach.
We can see it. Now, of course, I have to ask you, the LPL has been wanting to get an international
what do you mean?
title
You think
back,
it's all about the
especially
tones? No.
Here at MSI.
I mean, Chinese Mandarin is, but like
you can make the fans, or anything you can say to instill some confidence into them.
那我也相信，对于 LPL 的赛区真的非常非常渴望能够在国际大赛上再次拿到一个冠军，特别是像在这样 MSI 的舞台当中。所以说，在这里，香克斯选手有没有什么样的承诺想给到大家？要不要用你的一些话语对所有热爱 LPL 的粉丝朋友们增加一些自信心？
很简单，我们也绝对会回决赛的。
What do you say? We're gonna win?
Easy peasy. I feel like for our AL, we're going to go back to the final stage.
Let's go. Thank you so much, Shish.
Okay,
Thank you so
finals.
much, Wendy, as well. Anyone's legend, stay alive at MSI.
Nice. Bro, he's a good interviewer. He's a good interviewer.
Shucks and Wendy, of course, amazing interview. I have to say, he is so inspiring.
Yeah.
The way he reflects on everything, the way he carries himself for his very first interview on the international stage, by the way.
It is not spelled that way. It is
massive props, not only on the riff, but
very
for the
good,
way
great, wonderful.
he expressed himself during this interview.
Yeah, it's always really interesting
Two very
talking
extreme,
to people about
very
Shanks
good, wonderful.
because they really reiterate how self-aware he is, and also, I mean, you even heard it from him here, like how much those early defeats, because this is someone who was hyped up super, super hard going in, and then suffered a lot of defeats early on in his career.
He is, and the funny thing about Shanks is that you're right, introspective, very thoughtful, sometimes about subjects you wouldn't expect about.
Bro, he's a nice bloke. He's a really good on him, and he's playing really well. Chat, that's all for today. That's all for today. Yo, I appreciate everyone who came in, dropped by. I'm sorry again. Internet, it's another day of asking them to fix it, and fix it they will, I'm sure, eventually. Otherwise, I'll just go and get another one. I'll just get another one, you know. It's something to do with the router. It's just something misconfigured, and they need to fix it. Okay, give me a good song on the way out. All right, chat, yo, big kiss. Mwah. It broke once today, only once. I'm going to send them some documents, and hopefully they can tell me what the fuck's going on. Yo, I appreciate everyone for coming out for MSI today. I'm sorry I was a little bit down-winded, a little bit slower today. Tomorrow it'll be a lot better. Remember, tomorrow is my last day doing MSI Restream until coming back for the finals, but Aragon is covering. Aragon will be on this stream. It'll be starting at 9 a.m., 10th, 11th, and 12th, same time. All your subs on those days, I think ad revenue, I told him as well, that'll go to him, okay? So I appreciate you all. I really appreciate you all. Yo, thank you again for today, and I'm going to piece it. Bye. Have a good night, chat. I'll see you tomorrow. Same time tomorrow, 9 a.m. We're starting on time. Bye.